the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Yeah. What's up? It's our boy, Coach Malachi Williams in the building. We back. True Media Today, USA Boxing. We are back. We back up in here, man. We back up in this BI, man. It is what it is, man. Another day. What the day is? Wednesday? I think the day is Wednesday. Yeah, I got to take my son to karate today, so we can't run the show long today. I got to take Kai to karate. So, but yeah, man. It is what it is, man. We're gonna have another good show. Rick Glaser will be on the show, so I gotta send him the link in a few minutes. I just want to read my open soliloquy, and we're gonna make it do what it do from there. You know what I mean? Everybody know. Shout out to Major Key Boxing. Everybody know that you know what the play is. Errol Spence is fighting Keith Thurman. I think that's not a surprise. It's definitely not a surprise with me. Keith Thurman said it last year, and I've been saying, yeah, Crawford and Spence fight will never happen. So I've kind of been consistent with that. Got video receipts, me saying it last year. Not what I keep thinking it's not last year. 2021. But that's neither here nor there. I think the shocker is Keith Thurman is the mandatory WBC mandatory in the welterweight division, but Thurman and Spence is having his fight in the junior middleweight division, a weight division that they don't fight in. Now, both of those guys did start out as junior middleweights in their career, but it was early. I think they probably had like a couple of fights at junior middleweight, somewhere around there, and then they just ended up fighting the most of their career, probably 99.9% of their career at welterweight. So I think that's what it is right there. Very, very interesting. I got a whole lot to say. Whole lot to say, man. Woo, Lord have mercy, boy. Boy, I'm trying to tell you, boy, woo, Lord have mercy. I got a whole lot to say. Let's give everybody a round of applause. Whole lot to say. Gonna be some hurt feelings today. I really don't care. If you're sensitive and you think your feelings gonna be hurt, you might want to leave the show today. This might not be the show you want to go to. Go somewhere else. This might not be the show you want to watch today. You know what I mean? You know me. We don't beg for subscribers. You know what I mean? They come and they go. But what we do is we're gonna keep it 100 today. All right. But let me read the open soliloquy. And I got receipts. Of course I have receipts. Now, as you guys know, Errol Spence and Keith Thurman are rumored, according to Mike Coppinger. Again, it's coming from Mike Coppinger, so you just never know. Sources say Mike Coppinger, yada, 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 blah, blah, squaze. According to Mike Coppinger, Errol Spence, Keith Thurman fight will happen in April. Also, Tank Davis and Garcia fight is supposed to happen in April as well. 2 pay-per-views in April from the PBC. I wonder how that's going to work out. Let's see. Now, according to Mike Coppinger, Errol Spence is scheduled to fight in April, to fight Keith Thurman in April in a 154-pound non-title fight. Non-title fight, right? There's also rumored to be a Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia fight that's supposed to go down in April as well. Somebody lying. Now, both of these fights are supposed to be pay-per-view. Now, in November of 2018, let's go back a little bit. In November 2018, when Terence Crawford and Errol Spence first met face-to-face, shout out to, Ellie Setback is the one that videoed that, got it on. I think he got over 1 million views, 1.3 million views, something like that. When they both met face-to-face, Errol Spence let Crawford know who Al Haymon told him that who he would be fighting. One thing about them receipts, them videos, but them videos is out there, boy. Let him know who he would be fighting in 2018. Spence told Crawford that Al told him that he was fighting Mikey Garcia. Did he fight Mikey Garcia? Yes. He was fighting Shawn Porter. Did he fight Shawn Porter? Yes. He said he was fighting Keith Thurman. Did he fight Keith Thurman yet? No, but he's in the process of fighting him. And he said he was fighting Manny Paquiao. Did he fight Manny Pacquiao? No, but yes and no. The only reason he didn't fight Manny Pacquiao was because somebody put pause on him in sparring and detached his retina. So if it wasn't for the detached retina, he would have fought Manny Pacquiao because they had a contract to fight each other. So if you look at what Al Haymon told Errol Spence and look at who he fought pretty much everybody who Al Haymon told him he was going to fight in 2018, and that's what Errol Spence shared with Terence Crawford. Guess what? I had a receipt. You will hit a receipt today, right? We need to go back 5 years to see this is 5 years in the making, right? Now, Errol Spence let Crawford know who Al told him he was fighting. Spence told Crawford that Al let him know, gave him the list of names I just read, right? Now, if you look at who Spence has fought, he fought Mikey Garcia, Shawn Porter, and he's in the process of fighting Keith Thurman. In that process, he also fought Danny Garcia, and he fought your Dennis Ugas, right? Now, all PBC fighters coincidentally. Now, he was scheduled to fight Manny Paquiao, but as you guys know, he received a detached retina in sparring. He also fought Danny Garcia and your Dennis Ugas, as I just said. Now, when Crawford asked Spence, did Al mention my name? Did Al Haymon mention my name as a potential opponent to fight? Errol Spence said, no, he didn't mention your name. Guess what? I had the receipts. So we know from 5 years ago that Errol Spence was fighting Keith Thurman. How do we know? Because Spence said so 5 years ago. Now, Spence do lie a lot as well. We do know he lies a lot as well, just like they accuse other fighters of lying, Crawford and stuff. And Spence lies a lot as well, contrary to what aerosexuals want to believe. I know they believe that everything Spence says is the truth. He doesn't lie. He's been 1,000 this and that. I get it. I trust me. I do get it. I get it. Your love, I get it. And of course, Al Haymon is above reproach. You can't say anything about the God Al Haymon. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give Al Haymon a shout out, and I want to thank Al Haymon before I thank God, Jesus, Moses, Allah, Buddha, Abraham, Yahshua, you know what I mean, Jesus, you know what I mean, just any of the deities of the world, and I just want to thank him for me being alive today and breathing today, because I know that he made all of this possible. True. Right now, Ellie Setback was the one who recorded this infamous video meeting that they had. I think it was at the Maurice Hooker fight. I think, if I'm not mistaken. So as for me, I'm not surprised at all, nor am I upset. Not upset. I'm not surprised. I'm not upset anything, right? But what I don't understand is this: why is this fight being held at 154 pounds when Keith Thurman is the WBC mandatory for Spence's WBC strap at 147 pounds? So let's say this fight was to go down, Keith was to win. Guess what? He will not become a champion. But Keith Thurman agreed to it, so I don't feel sorry for Keith Thurman either. Told you guys, these guys do what the hell they told. You know what I mean? If Keith Thurman were to win, he wouldn't become a champion. But I don't feel sorry for Keith, as I said before, because he agreed to this fight. So if this is true what Mike Coppinger is saying, again, it's coming from Mike Coppinger. Mike Coppinger is known to lie. He's known to lie. They call him Coppinger, right? So we don't know, but I'm pretty sure that he might be spot on this one. And Keith Thurman said it 8 months ago, right? And I say that meaning if the sources say report from Mike Coppinger is true, only if it's true, right? So this will be a non-title fight at 154 pounds with no titles on the line. And all three sanctioning bodies are cool with it in the welterweight division. So when people sit back and tell me, man, the sanctioning body, they let Canelo do what they want to do. Well, it seems like they let Errol Spence do what he wants to do as well. True. Now, I know this doesn't fit the race hustling narrative, but I told you guys, these sanctioning bodies, they don't care nothing about skin color. They care about money. Told you that. So for the race hustlers, I know this doesn't fit the race hustle narrative. You got something called black privilege going on right here. This is some black privilege for your ass. As I told you guys, the sanctioning bodies are what? Controlled by the power brokers in boxing, meaning the promoters and the financial advisors. Al Haymon plan is being executed to perfection. How do we know? Because we know what Errol Spence said 5 years ago. True. Fighters work for the promoters and the financial advisors, not the other way around. While the boxing fans argue over who's ducking who, no one questions Al Haymon. No one questions Bob Arum, Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren, or the others, especially the race hustlers. You don't question the God. You don't question him, the deity that you put in your mind, right? Al Haymon is the master who owns his PBC slaves, better known as his fighters, which are his fighters. Errol Spence and Keith Thurman and Bob Arum could be a slave master, but Al Haymon could be a slave master too. You do know they had black slave masters, right? So this is for the race hustlers. You know, if the evil white man is a slave master, do you know that they had black slave plantations? You know they had black slave owners right here in the South, and you do know that these black men on the west coast of Africa rounded me and your black ass up and put us on the shores in cages in Africa while and sold us off. So you do have black slave masters. But I guess you don't want to talk about that because it doesn't fit the race hustling narrative. Somebody need to tell Dante Boss Nation that. Anyways. Errol Spence and Keith Thurman have to do what the F they are told to do, or they will be dealt with plain and simple. So don't be mad. Just understand that Al Haymon is the one who is orchestrating all of this. Now, as for Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia, I seriously doubt that fight happens at all. I'm not sure about it. You know what I mean? Both Tank and Ryan have been calling each other out in the media, only to fight it out. You know what I mean? They've been calling each other out in the media, right? Only to, you know what I mean? They're saying they're gonna fight each other. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. Only to find out that they have contracts. They don't have any signed contracts to fight each other. You guys do know that, right? There is no contract for Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis to fight each other. And you want me to believe that Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia, who is a non-PBC fighter, Errol Spence and Keith Thurman are supposed to all fight on pay-per-view in the same month of April. Interesting. Me personally, I don't think so. This is more likely, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, this is more likely a publicity stunt put on by Steven Espinosa, Oscar De La Hoya as well, Tank Davis, and Ryan Garcia, to build the hype up around a fight that's probably not going to happen. And coincidentally, the hype build-up just so happened to happen right before Tank Davis was in the process of fighting Hector Garcia. You see the build-up in that? Now once Tank get by him, you know what I mean? Then he gonna go right into the Ryan Garcia fight. As well as the so-called domestic violence case that Tank got arrested for. Coincidentally, that just happened right. Let's get into the show, guys, and tell me what do you think. I'm gonna go ahead and send this link to Rick Glaser, get Rick Glaser on the show. Let's go right here. Shout out to JRG. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter over. Bam, dub on your boy. Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy. Shout out to Timothy. Timothy, what's going on, fam? What you say, JRG? You say Spence is moving up. It's a test fight. Both Charlos moving up one division. Yeah. Yeah. I hear you, fam. I hear you. Shout out to Rockman. Hey, okay. For dropping that. Bam, dub on your boy. Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy. Hey, let's get the lights up. We got 87, 88 likes. We got 300 people here in less than 100 likes. We got to get the lights up. What you say, Rockman? I want to open up the phone lines, but I got to get them lights up for me to open up the phone lines. Cause I'm gonna cook today. I promise you I'm gonna cook. I'm cooking today. Today I'm cooking. I'm hurting some feelings, dog. I'm hurting some feelings. I'm running some subscribers off. If you want to unsubscribe, please leave. I'm running some subscribers off today, and I'm hurting some feelings today. I'm not gonna play. Shout out to Rockman. What did he say for me? He say Spence won't lose the belts. He delays the other mandatories, and Thurman won't lose the number one ranking with the WBC. So you saying when Spence dropped the belts, Thurman gets the WBC 147-pound belt. WBA to Stanionis. Ortiz, IBF goes to Bootsville, yada 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 yada. I mean, we'll see. I'm not again, I'm not mad about this at all. I'm not upset about this at all. Because there's a plethora of receipts out there that tells me that this was the play all along. And I've been telling you guys on this show that this Spence Crawford fight ain't gonna happen. I've been telling you this, right? I've been telling you this. Shout out to THG. Hey, okay. We're dropping that. Bam, dub on your boy. Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy. THG, what you say? What you say? I love your show. I just wanted to show support. I really appreciate that. Sis. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for the support. Yeah, we got as of right now, we have Slick Rick in the building. We have the Al Haymon hater. Shout out to Rick Glaser, man. Salute to Rick Glaser. Give him a round of applause.
Coach, I'm going to spare you. I'm going to spare you the fact that nobody has to look at me today. I'm just going to go this way today, where I'm blank. I'm sparing everybody the looks today. You're only going to get the rap. No looks, just the rap.
All right, that's good. That's good. You really,
So
really, really.
I'm not an Al Heyman hater. I'm
I
not an
like
Al
it.
Heyman hater.
I like it
Okay,
better this way. I like it better this way without your face showing.
I appreciate that. Thank you. So, anyways, I'm not an Al Heyman hater. I'm just a realist. I understand his modus of operandi, how he operates,
Yeah.
and it's cynical, and it's all bad for boxing. And I want things that are good for boxing because this is how I make my living. And he's attempted to be the ruination of professional boxing in America. That's
Um.
all it is to it.
Yeah, yeah. I was being sarcastic. I mean, of course, the people. I mean, the pro PBC guys. They feel that you're out Heyman haters and
Oh
Heyman
yeah.
and Heymanite. So it was a joke. It was a joke.
Okay.
They got they got affection. So you know how it is.
Okay.
Rick. So what you think about we know this is not a surprise. Errol Spence, according to what Mike Coppinger said, sources say that he's fighting Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman did come out last year after the Mario Barrios fight, after he was elevated all the way to the #1 spot in WBC. Keith Thurman did say that he was fighting Errol Spence next. And he said that. But a lot of YouTube channels were saying that Keith Thurman was hating, Keith Thurman trying to get in the way, this and that. No, Keith Thurman was telling the truth. And what I see what's going on in the sport of boxing with fans who choose sides. These guys are fans of networks and financial advisors and stuff like that. What happens is they suffer from a case of confirmation bias. When they hear information that does not confirm what they want to believe, they automatically reject it and they gravitate to things that they want to believe, even though that what they are believing may be a lie and they may know it's a lie. So what say you about this news?
Well, what I call that, what you just said, okay, is selective memory.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, they want to remember what they want to remember, and they want to blank out what they don't want to remember. But what do I think of the news? Well, it's not really. Is it news? It's something we already really knew. I
Yeah.
mean, when the BC did what they did, the fact that it's at 154 pounds tells me that Earl Spence is flying out, literally flying out of the welterweight division, trying to get far away from Terence Crawford. It's just another move to get away with the fighting Thurman and fighting at 54. And then he says, "Oh no, I'm not going to be at 47 anymore. I'm going to 54." Everybody's waiting for the ladder. So everybody's waiting for the 160-pound Jamal Charlo to move up to 68. He doesn't fight anyways. So why doesn't he just move up? He doesn't fight. And have the 54 move to 60, and then Earl start taking belts over at 54. That's what they're doing, because Earl's not going to fight Jamal Charlo at 154. So this is the first step in that, going to the next and getting away as far as away he can from Terence Crawford is really what it is. And just what else can you say? I mean, that's just what it is. It's more flee, as an FLEE. It's another way to flee. That's what basically it is.
I want to open up the phone. I want to do something different. I want to open up the phone lines while you're on the show, but I got to get the lights up. Hey, y'all, we got Rick on limited time, so we got to get the lights up to at least 200. We got almost 400 people in here, so we need 70 likes. I want to open up the phone line so y'all can call in and ask Rick Glaser some questions. Shout out to Rob Fresh. So this is, I'm not upset about this. Why at 154 though? What doesn't make sense to me is this. Mauricio Sulaiman, the WBC, mandated Keith Thurman to be the #1 mandatory.
Well, they're just using,
welterweight.
Thurman's going along with it. He's just being a patsy to go along with it. He's not fighting for the titles.
Yeah.
First of all, if Earl's got 3 titles, and you take that's let's say 2.5% average per belt for sanctioning fees. That's 7.5%. If he gets, let's say Keith was to get $4 million. I'm just using an example. He's saving $300,000 in sanctioning fees right there. Okay, if Earl gets, let's say, 6 million, 8 million, let's say $8 million. Okay, take his 3 belts and 7.5%. of that, he's saving over 500,000,
Mhm.
and it's a way to flee Crawford. I mean, I'm not going back to 50. I'm feel good. Man, this is Earl. Well, I'm not thinking about that. I'm going to my ranch. I'm gonna play with my horses and my chickens. Well, this time he's gonna go. He's gonna say, "Well, I feel real comfortable 54, and I don't have to make 47 no more. I'm gonna stay here at 54." And it's just another diversion, an escape route to get away from having the aura of even having to think about fighting, or anybody even talking about fighting Terence Crawford. They're basically going to leave the division,
Yeah,
running from Crawford.
yeah, that Crawford Spence shit is dead. I've been preaching that for over a year now. That shit over with. I'm not even worried about that anymore. So my thing is, so this is what Al Haymon played. This is his play. Now the aerosexuals, in the Haymonites, they don't want to hear this stuff, and that's fine. If you're an aerosexual or Haymanite, you might want to leave the show. I really don't like you guys. I swear to God, I don't like you guys. So just leave. Get the hell off my live.
You
I don't give a
forgot
fuck
the
about you.
LDBCers.
All that shit, the same shit. So I don't give a damn
Okay.
about that. But anyways, y'all just leave, please. I don't give a fuck about you. But anyways, as it relate to Keith Thurman went along with the play. So apparently, and this is the thing that gets me, Keith Thurman. I don't feel sorry for Keith Thurman. You went along with this, and I say this time and time again, and let me know if I'm wrong. I say on my show, I say the promoters do not work for the fighters. The fighters work for the promoters. In the sport of boxing, you have the power brokers, you have the promoters and the financial advisors. They are the ones who the fighters work for, even though the fighters are 1099, even though the fighters are 1099. But I say this all the time. What say you about my assessment?
Well, I think the fighters, the promoters and the advisors are supposed to work for the fighters, but it seems to me that the lions are afraid of the rats. And I really believe that the promoters and the advisors are the ones that are in charge. They're the ones that dwelling out the money these days, and they've been dwelling out the money, and that's the way it works. So I would say whoever dwells out the money is the boss.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. And this is what I say. And I try to educate a lot of the boxing fans on this. I say it's not, the people, the power brokers tell the fighters what they're going to do, when they're going to do it, and how they're going to do it. That's how it is, especially in today's time. It's always been this way, but I'm just saying that's how it is. So when fights happen, it's because the power brokers dictated, hey man, look, this what's going to happen. And if it don't happen, it's because those same power brokers say, hey, no, this is not going to happen. It's just as simple as that. These fighters are not their own bosses. They have to do what the hell they're told. And it's just as simple as that. Shout out to Undefeated Journey. He said, what happened to take the L out of Lover? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, fam. But it is what it is. So I say all that to say this. This fight, allegedly, sources say, according to what Mike Coppinger say, his sources, and we know how that can go. Shout out to Deborah Booker. This fight is supposed to happen in April.
well, wait, let me contradict you on that. It may happen in May, because if there's no way that they're going to do two pay-per-views in the same month, and if Garcia and Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis come together, which is supposed to, I doubt it. Then the fight will happen in May, and this fight will and Crawford and Tank Davis and Garcia will happen in April. There's no way you could do that's financial suicide to do two pay-per-views in the same month. I mean, that would be even if Showtime does one and Fox does the other, which is a possibility. It doesn't matter. You can't do two pay-per-views in the same month.
He said that would be financial suicide. All right. So we know that neither one. We know there's no way they're going to do two fights, and that's why I had question marks next to him in the title, in my title of my show. There's no way they're going to have a Thurman and Spence fight and a Tank and Garcia fight in the same damn month. So we know that's cap right there. That's cap. Now, as it relates to Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis. Oscar De La Hoya said that they agreed to the terms, but we know nothing has been signed. We still have still have to work out the particulars. So we don't have a signed contract between two fighters. What say you about that? Is it a possibility that that fight that happens or it don't happen? What
I
percentage you give that
I
fight to happen?
I think that Thurman and Spence and Thurman have 100% chance of happening,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that Garcia and
Tank.
Tank Davis, I don't. I give it maybe 25% chance of happening, at least in a timely fashion in April. It may happen later, a
Mm-hmm.
higher percentage to happen later, but I just don't see it happening. Tank's got trials. I mean, this fight is on the mark now. I think Heyman's going to try to use this fight as leverage to try to make a better deal.
Mm-hmm.
With Golden Boy, and I don't think they're going to go for that crap.
Yeah, yeah. Because when Oscar De La Hoya said that this fight hasn't been signed, I was like, oh, wait a minute, man. So this fight hasn't been signed. If you have there's no contract, there's no signatures on contracts, there's no fight. You know what I mean?
So far, that's correct. In other words, that doesn't mean there won't be, but
Right.
I just think there's too many loose ends here between Tank's legal situations. I mean, every time you turn around, Tank's got a trial. I understand. Not only does he have that one in Florida, he's still got one from 2 years ago in Florida.
No,
Some
no, no,
super.
no, no, no. That's been dropped. He had that
Oh,
case dropped in 2000. He had that case dropped December 13th.
okay.
Yeah, that's been
Okay.
dropped. Yeah.
Okay. Then maybe the person was talking about this, and there's the one in Maryland. Um, they're all, you know what? They're not big time charges,
Mm,
but they're still charges. And the fact that the judge revoked the plea that was presented to him by the DA and his lawyers
mm,
in Maryland for no jail, and no, this is going to go. No, I disagree, and it's going to go to trial.
mm.
That's not a good sign. So, the judge is only going to put up with so much bullshit, and that's just the way it is. I mean, I just think there's too many obstacles that fight won't happen in a timely fashion. I hope it does because it's a fight that I'd much rather watch Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis than I would Earl Spence and Keith Thurman.
Yeah, that fight.
So
Yeah, that. I mean, I'm hoping. I really am hoping that the Tank and Ryan Garcia fight do happen because I want to go to that fight.
absolutely,
If the fight happen, I will be in Vegas. I want to go to that fight and see it. I think that fight is going to be massive. It's probably going to be probably one of the biggest fights in America. You know what I
I
mean?
know, but you're going to need bodyguards for Christ's sake.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. No, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be. I'm gonna have that.
Okay,
I'm gonna have that. I'm gonna be good. You can believe that. I promise you, I'm gonna be good. I don't worry about these dudes, man. I don't worry about these dudes. I don't. But I'm gonna
okay,
be good. But yeah. So there's no way that these fights can happen in May and well in April. So like you're right, they're gonna have to get pushed
collectively,
back collectively.
right?
Yeah. So I'm pretty much damn near 100% sure, like you, that Spence and Crawford are gonna Spence and Thurman are gonna fight each other. I just I didn't understand why at 154. But my thing is I didn't feel sorry for Keith Thurman because Keith Thurman agreed to it. So if Keith Thurman agreed to it, then it is what it is. He doesn't want to fight to become a champion, so that's his choice. What happens with the other fighters, the other mandatories that made the WBC mandatory, which is hey, yeah, explain this to me, Rick. So the WBC mandated Keith Thurman to be the mandatory
Uh,
for
I've never heard of this before. This is a
yeah,
first in boxing where they're mandated to fight for the world WBC World Welter and they're fighting at 154.
mm,
I don't know what they're going to do. You know what? Mauricio Sulaiman, the president of WBC, is going to do what he wants to do.
yeah.
So whatever it's going to be, it's going to be. I can't tell you how his mind is thinking today. All I know is that if I was him, I would be pissed off because I think it's disrespecting boxing and disrespecting the WBC belt.
Yeah, yeah, I don't, yeah, I really don't get it because I'm like, wait a minute, so how? So my thing is, if Keith
It's
Thurman
just
is,
it's just another exploitation of boxing by Al Haymon. This is why he's the ruination of professional boxing in America. I keep saying it and people don't get it. This is just another move. There's so much excitement to fans when they can hear "and the new" or "and the still." There's nothing here. What are they going to announce at the end of the fight? And the winner is
Mhm.
jerk off. That's what it is. You just paid $80 to watch a non-title fight. Oh,
Mhm.
great.
Yeah,
Who the
so
fuck would do that?
well, I don't think a lot of people going to illegally stream it. So the people going to steal that. I'm pretty sure they will, and that's what a lot of
Oh
people
yeah.
want to do. So they ain't got to worry about that. But my thing is, so if Keith is the mandatory in the welterweight division, by him fighting Spence in the junior middleweight division, does that satisfy the mandatory in the welterweight
No,
division?
I don't think it does. I
So
don't think it does. I just don't. I it's a clusterfuck. If it involves Al Heyman, it's a clusterfuck. It's what it is.
this shit, but this shit is confusing, boy. But this is, I'm like, wait a minute. So you the Mendo in the welterweight division, but to the same guy that you're fighting, Errol Spence, but you're going to fight him in the junior middleweight division, a division that you guys don't even fight in, but you still a mandatory in the welterweight division. So how that's going to work? And what about the other guys, Boots, the standing on this bridge with he's not fighting. What's up with all those other guys?
I think Spence is moving up after this fight, and I think they're going to let everything sit.
Okay, so Crawford WBO, his mandatory is up in May. You had Virgil Ortiz was number one. He opted not to go that route. He left and opted to take the WBA route. Jerron Boots Ennis would have been next up in line. He opted not to become the mandatory and go that route to go after Crawford. His team went the IBF route. So when Crawford's mandatory comes into play in May, how does that work?
We got to see what they're going to do. In other words, nothing right now that's normal is in play. This is so far out of character and so far out of the normal modus of operandi and boxing. We're going to see what they do. Who knows what they're going to do? It's not a good look. Let's put it that way to you. And if people want to pay, whether you're legally streaming it or not, if you want to pay $80 for this, just imagine. This is just another debacle coming from the Al Heyman and the PBC is what it is. It's the circumvention. They should just call it the circumvention of circumventing Terence Crawford. This is how we're doing it. It's just another way.
Crawford aside, he's not in the play. He's never been in the play. I was doing some research, right? I looked up some old videos, and I remember back in 2018 when remember the famous meeting. Ellie sat back, recorded it when I think it was at the Maurice Hooker fight, and Bob Arum was there. Terence Crawford and Spence met each other, and they was talking. Do you remember that? Do you remember that meeting?
Sure.
All right, so
it wasn't a meeting. It was by a chance happening in the hallway.
Yeah, a chance happened in the hallway. But I'm saying
you make it sound a meeting is a formal sit down. It was a chance happening is what you meant, right?
Yeah, when they mysteriously, coincidentally was at the same place at the same time and they met each other. I'll just say that.
Yeah, that's when Earl dropped the load in his pants.
Right. So Spence said that word for word, he said that Al Heyman already got my fights planned for me. He said that I'm fighting Mikey Garcia. He said then I could be fighting Shawn Porter, and then he said Manny Paquiao, and then he said Keith Thurman. These are the names he said, right? And when I look at now, we do know that he ended up fighting Danny Garcia and Eudenis Ugas as well. But in 2018, 5 years ago, he told Crawford what Al Heyman's plan was for him. So when I sit back and look at it 5 years later, he fought Mikey Garcia. He fought Shawn Porter. The only reason he didn't fight me, he had a contract to fight Manny Paquiao. They was going to fight each other. Only reason that didn't happen was because somebody detached his retina in sparring, and he had to pull out of that fight. But outside of that, now he fought Danny and Ugas. Now he's going to fight Keith Thurman. So if you listen to what he said 5 years ago and look at who he fought, he pretty much fighting the same people who he said Al Heyman told him 5 years ago who he was going to fight. I have the video right here. So it's no surprise to me. It's no surprise to me because the man said it 5 years ago.
The ducking happened Well, the ducking started before that. He told Earl, he says, "Get a belt, we'll fight." Well, he got the belt, and they never fought. So the ducking started even before then. So it is what it is. I mean, Earl's quacking. Earl's quacking. Earl's quacking like a duck.
Yeah, but okay, why you say Earl is cracking? Why it can't be Al Haymon is the one that's
Well, because if he's stupid enough to listen to him, and just say, hey, okay, Al, anything you say, I won't fight Terence. So okay, Al, you got to stand up for what's right. Could you imagine telling Marvelous Marvin Hagler, Bob Arum, tell him, oh, you can't fight, get me that motherfucker. Do you think that he would have ever said when somebody mentioned Terence Crawford's name to Earl Spence? He says, "I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about my ranch and going to play with my horses and my chickens." You think that Marvelous Marvin Hagler or Tommy Hearns or Ray Leonard or Roberto Duran would have ever said that? Come on now.
nah. I mean,
No.
they never would have said that. But me and
Those
you talk.
guys are people, real fighters into tearing off heads and shit in the necks. And that doesn't sound like Earl. Earl's taking the passive way out because he knows he can't beat Terrence, and he don't want to take that chance. Listen, some people think he can win, but
Yeah.
he won't give him he won't give himself the chance to win.
Yeah, because the only way we're going to know is they got to get in the ring and fight each other. All of the talk and who going to do what, this and that. There's really no reason why they shouldn't have fought each other.
This guy
But
asks, what happens if Keith Thurman beats Earl at 154? I didn't think that was in question. But what happens? Okay, he
just beat
wins.
him. He beat
Now
him.
what
That's it.
happens?
Yeah,
Who
that's it.
knows? Right.
Yeah.
No title, nothing. No, there's nothing from there. Just another fight. And if he wins, okay, he beat Earl Spence. No titles.
So what's in it for what's up with Keith though? Because Keith had like I looked at Keith Thurman, right? I think he's only had like 3 fights in the past
5 years.
4 or 5 years, something like that.
Yeah, 5 years. Yeah,
So
he's just a Haymon lackey. That's what he is. That's what he is. He's a Haymon lackey.
man, I hate to see what Keith Thurman has been reduced to, but I don't feel sorry for grown men who they subject themselves to that. So what I like to point out the devil
No. Not subject. Subject themselves to that.
subject themselves.
Subject
Yeah,
to that.
subject themselves. Yeah, that's what I meant. But my thing is they love Al Haymon. They think he's God and they pray to him and they love him. And apparently he's treating them the way they like to be treated. So I have no problem with that. If there's someone who loves their financial advisor, that's no problem with that. My only thing is these guys hardly, Keith Thurman hasn't had a fight. He had 3 fights in the past 5 years. And Keith Thurman was that guy back in the day. Before there was an Errol Spence name that was popping, it was Keith Thurman. And then it seemed like Keith Thurman just went off a cliff once he became the unified welterweight champion. Do you have any insight on what happened with Keith once he was on top of the world at one point? What happened to him?
He was on the Al Haymon, once a year, once every 18 months fight course, and that's who planned his career for him. And that's what he ended up.
Yeah, but I'm saying he was hot, but Keith Thurman was that guy back then, though. And then it just seemed like he was fighting regularly, but then it seemed like after he became the unified champion, he just kind of like fell off.
Haymon started to run out of money and realized I have to pay him too much and stuff like that, and cut everybody back from 2 fights a year to 1 fight every 15 months.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
Shout out to $1 Trillion Dreams. He said I don't mind. I don't mind the fight with Thurman. I just don't like it at 154. He said Spence doesn't want this fight. He said Spence doesn't want this fight. Al Haymon wants this fight. If Spence goes against the grain and loses to Bud, I will shelf him. I mean, the $1 Trillion Dream, that's a whole lot going on. I don't know. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Fact of the matter is, what I think was evident, Terence Crawford never was in the plans, period. And Errol Spence told him that in 2018. I think it was in November 2018. He told him that. He said, so when Spence say when Crawford asked him, he say, Al ain't never mentioned my name. He say, nah, he never mentioned your name. Your name ain't never been brought up. So he was never in the plans. So, and I think people are starting to realize that. I put all this on Al Haymon myself. I put all this on Al Haymon. But
Well, I agree with that part to a certain extent. It's Al Heyman,
yeah,
but if Earl Spence is that mentally weak that he's using Al Heyman as a shield to stay away
yeah.
from Crawford, shame on him.
Yeah, I mean, and that is, and I get what you're saying, because you do have fighters who hide behind their promoters and their financial advisors. And it do seem like Errol Spence is complicit in all of this, and I do get it. Because anytime this guy name is brought up, and what I'm gonna tell you something else I noticed too. I noticed the PR move by the PBC and their affiliates, and I'm gonna tell you what I mean by that. When you hear anybody from the PBC or with Showtime, when Terence Crawford name is brought up, whether it's Bozy Ennis, whether it's Boots Ennis, whether it's Derek James, whether it's Errol Spence, whether it's Ennis, Sam Watson, anybody from the PBC, they all say the same thing. Even the fighters, the Jordanis Ugas, oh man, well Crawford did this, Crawford should have did that, Crawford was wrong. It's always Crawford's fault. It's never Al Heyman. Al Heyman can't never be at fault. He's always right, never wrong. Errol Spence can't never be at fault. He's always right. He's never wrong. It's just one-sided. And I say it's too coincidental. And then when I
They're Al Heyman's pissing on their head, and Al's telling him it's rain.
right. And then when I look at the pro PBC YouTube channels, I don't watch them. You know, there's a lot of channels I don't watch anymore. So like 90% of them I don't watch.
Oh,
But hear me out. But when I see the narratives that's being pushed, it's like all of them are saying the exact same thing. It's like, okay, so I see what's going on. Everybody has one centralized message. They're like the Borg on Star Trek. Everyone has collectivized and they assimilated, came together with one message. And so I see that's going on as well.
my wife is black, okay, and I show her some of those videos, the LDBC type videos, and she says these people are setting blacks back generations, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
And it's just terrible. But the people want to listen to that stuff. It's craziness.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, I mean, it is what it is. It's the business that's going on right now in the sport of boxing. It is what it is. So the Tank Davis Ryan Garcia fight, what say you? Do you? So I know you said you doubted that happens. They have a lot of hurdles they have to get over, like the networks, the Zone, Showtime, yada yada yada. I mean, that seemed like that is going to be so hard and difficult to make.
Al
Myself.
Heyman will find a reason not to make the fight. Remember this: Al Heyman's not about building legacies, okay, for his fighters. Okay, he's about himself.
Mm.
That's what it amounts to.
All right, listen, we need 58 more likes. We got 600 people in here, less than 300 likes. Soon as we get to 300 likes, I'm gonna drop the phone lines, let people call in. We need 58 likes. Anybody want to call in? Y'all call in. Shout out to my brother Damian Bennett. Salute to you, fam. All right, so okay. Did you watch the fights this past weekend with Tank Davis, Hector Garcia?
Actually, I didn't buy it and I didn't illegally stream it. What happened was I was going on Facebook, just scrolling down with nothing to do, and all of a sudden some guy was showing it on Facebook. So I got a free view of it, and it was it was what it was.
There's somebody sold it on Facebook. Huh?
Yeah.
All right. So
that was the score.
Yeah.
I say that was but I wouldn't have watched. I wouldn't have bought it anyways. So it just worked out good.
But what do you think about Tank's drawing power? They had 19,700.
I've said it for a long time. His gate drawing power is tremendous.
Yeah. Tremendous.
He can't draw on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And the reason why I can't draw on pay-per-view because everybody's cheating.
Everybody's cheating. Yeah. So
everybody's cheating.
And what got me was this, and that's why I was so confused as it relates to what Tim Smith of the PBC said when he said that won't nobody buy the Crawford Spence fight, they're going to steal it. I'm like, dude, okay, they're going to steal Tank Davis fights, they're going to steal Deontay Wilder's fights, they're going to steal any of you guys' fights that they put on pay-per-view. So what make this so damn unique?
Let me explain something. Okay.
Yeah.
When you have a guy like a Wilder who's fighting Fury, it'll attract the general sports fans. General sports fans aren't stealing it. It's the boxing diehards that are stealing it. You understand? And the Tank fights, the Tank fights are not is not drawing the general masses of sports fans. He's got his own cultural following.
Hmm.
The urban crowd.
Yeah.
That's what's going on. So that's just what the facts are. Look at who was at the fights. Look at the crowd, and
Hmm.
look at how many people
Yeah, the
bought
demographics.
it.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
demographics. Yeah.
come
Yeah.
on.
And
Yeah,
and and,
it's obvious,
and that's
and
what I
that's
say.
great. That's great. He's carrying a whole demographics of people. It's a wonderful thing, but
That's beautiful.
it's not transforming the pay-per-view buys. It's transforming the assholes in the seats, which
Yeah.
I said was very unusual for a guy to be able to do mass crowds and not do well on pay-per-view.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's you know
Yeah, he's definitely a box office. He's definitely box office. I saw something on I think was it, let's see, it was I want to say ESPN. Cause you know how they put the fight purses out there, what the fighters making. Explain
yeah.
that to me. Explain that to me. How does like let's say ESPN Mike Coppinger say, hey, you know, the purses have been released for the fight card, what's going to happen? Explain that to me, because it showed that Tank was getting a guarantee purse of 1.5 mil, and he's supposed to get the rest on the back end. The back end, whatever that is. So explain that to me. How does that information get out?
How did what? I'm sorry.
How does Mike Coppinger know exactly? Explain that to the fans. How we know?
I don't know, because in other words, you can get the information from the boxing commission, because it's
Yeah, the
public
boxing commission.
statement. It's public, not a public to okay, but
Yeah.
because they're a government agency. But how the percentages, the boxing commission doesn't know about the percentages. They only know about the guarantees. So I don't know where he's getting his information from.
No. He talked about the guarantee. He talked about that.
No,
So
no, no. That comes from the boxing commission. They can get
okay.
that from the boxing commission. Where the percentages come from, I don't know. In other words, because the boxing commission wouldn't have that. They only go
Okay.
by what's on the actual bout agreement.
Okay. So is there a reason why Tank Davis, box office star, is getting guaranteed $1.5 million?
Oh, you mean only 1.5
No,
million?
I'm not saying only. He may
Well, I'm saying only.
He may get
I'm
100
saying
million
only.
on the he may get 100 million on the back end. I don't know. Whatever that
Well,
is, right? I'm being sarcastic, but
Copper's reporting the numbers were based on his back end was based on pay-per-view, nothing about the gate. Looks to me all the people were at the gate, and nobody's buying the pay-per-view. Very few people are buying the pay-per-view. They're stealing it. So I don't agree. I don't agree with if I was his. It's a funny thing. His advisors, his promoter.
yeah.
So he's
Conflict, that's a
getting.
conflict of interest.
Sure, it is. Of course, it
Conflict
is.
of interest, yeah. Yeah. Because the guy who's really promoting you through Tom Brown is your advisor as
Yeah,
well.
Tom Brown's the logistics guy and the front guy and the licensed promoter. But everybody knows what time of day it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, listen, let me get this straight. I'm gonna use the promoters, lawyers. I got I'm using my financial advisor, and then he's advising me to use his lawyers, and he's advising me to use this promotional company, and
Right. This is why I think this is one of the reasons why I think the Ryan Garcia fight is not going to happen, because of the fact that Oscar will end up. I mean, Haymon will end up at 50% of the profits and not 100%. So there you go.
So my thing is, and my thing is this is as massive as Tank is, I feel like he should be getting at least a more guaranteed than 1.5. That's just my
Of
opinion.
course.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
Especially if you're saying that he's this cash cow, like big cash cow. I never seen a cash cow get a guarantee of 1.5. I just never seen that. You know what I mean? That's just my take on it. So, Thurman, what chances did you give Thurman in this fight when I'm Errol Spence?
Of beating Earl?
Yeah.
He's got the same shot of getting pregnant in the ring than he does of beating Errol Spence.
Hey, look here, man. That's my dog One Time you talking about, man. Well, that's my dog One Time.
Well,
You know what I
that's
mean?
right. Yeah, you know, one time. That's what he is. One time.
Hey, look at him, man. Y'all gonna put some respect on my dog One Time name too, man. And we got to get the lights up. I'm finna drop the phone lines. We got 650 people in here. Finna drop the phone lines. We got less than 300 likes. I got to get the likes over 300 for me to drop the phone line. Give me
Come
get the
on,
likes over
guys.
300. Give me the likes over
Come
300.
on. Whether
Drop the
you
phone
hate
line.
me or not, put likes up. Whether you hate me or not, pretend.
Oh yeah, I mean, I love the hate. The hate helping us grow. We on our way to 19,000. So we on our way to 19,000. See, I need that hate. I need all of it. I hope we get some haters. Listen, I hope we get some threats. I hope we get some shooters call the show. I hope we get all that. That's all of that is good for ratings. Okay. Phone lines is open, man. 530-494-9636. Any internet gangsters want to call the show? Call the show, man. Call the show. I want to hear some of them threats. Okay. Phone lines open, man. Y'all want to ask Rick Glaser a question? Go ahead, man. He's on the show. Rick, so it is what it is, man. Again, I'm not mad. I'm not upset at all. Some people are mad and some people are upset. And people are disappointed. I'm not mad, upset, nor disappointed because I knew 5 years ago that Errol Spence said that this what the play gonna be. So hold on, caller, hold on. What the? Hold on, caller, hold on. Hold on, caller, don't hang up. Let me do this. Okay. All right. Hold on. We got the call on. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, Coach? It's the inevitable. D Block, D Town, D City, D-ville, Baltimore. We're gonna find out some numbers right now.
D Block, talk to me, fam.
Rick Glaser, you doing all right today? What's up, Coach?
What's going on with you?
We're doing well. We're doing well. We're glad we're glad you're on the line.
Damn right. I call it the right goddamn time. Here we go. Rick, I got two questions and that's it because I know everybody. We got a lot of people in here. Rick, the way I think Coach was trying to tell you was they guaranteed Tank Davis $1.5 million.
No, he understood.
He can make $5 million. Oh, he understood it? Okay. Because Tank had to sell 500,000 pay-per-views to make $5 million. And he had to sell another 100,000 outside the United States. Do you think, which I know, Rick, since Baltimore don't like me and I guess Baltimore don't like you, do you think this fight made over 250,000?
Do I think they did over 250,000 buys? No. Nope. Absolutely not. Do you know what Tank's pay-per-view number was for when he fought Isaac Cruz?
What, Rick?
52,000 buys.
There we go.
Okay.
There you go. I'm going with that, Coach. One more question, Rick. Do you think that Tank Davis will eventually fight Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney? Or will that be like he really doesn't want to?
I will say that if Tank Davis is not with Al Haymon, he would fight them. But with Al Haymon, he won't be fighting them. No.
So does that merit Rick that he's really not a free agent like he says he is a promotional company? Do you believe that?
He may be a free agent promotion because he's not with Mayweather anymore, but he's listening to Al Haymon. So how could he be a free agent? It's one or the other. It doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if you sign on a piece of paper. If you're listening to a guy solely and he's your exclusive guy who you're listening to, you listen to everything he says, you're not a free agent because Heyman's not going to pick up the phone and call Arum and say, "Hey, we want to fight Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney, who are both with Arum." So there's your answer right there.
All right,
thank you, Rick. I appreciate it. I respect you. Thanks, guys. Bye.
All right, salute. What's up, D-Block, man?
He has good questions. You want to know the truth? Especially the second one. He has good questions, actually.
Yeah. He did. He had some pretty good questions. As it relate to the pay-per-view that just passed this weekend, when would you be able to find those numbers out?
Probably happen by Friday, I would say. Maybe tomorrow, but at the latest Monday. Just to, I guess, got to get with my guy, and he's got to get him to me. So it'll be, we'll have him in a timely fashion.
Do you think Showtime, Steven Espinosa will release the numbers? We know in 2014
No,
they won't release them.
no, because he knows I got the real numbers. So if he comes out with a lie, he knows I'm going to blast him.
Yeah.
So he won't do that.
What do you feel about Tank fight? It looked like it was a beautiful atmosphere. The thing that got me was my dog Booger Ray wasn't there, and it just didn't seem the same. Booger Ray Leonard wasn't there, and Floyd wasn't there. To hog up all of the microphone time away from Tank, because every time Floyd when Tank was with Mayweather Promotions, Tank couldn't even talk for himself. He couldn't carry his bags. Every time they ask Tank a question, Florida interject and answer the question for him. So do you think Tank is enjoying this, being kind of away? Well, kind of away from Mayweather Promotions, meaning from a standpoint they're not at his press conferences talking for him. What do you think about that?
Well, America is hearing a lot less lies coming from Leonard. So I think America's a better place today without Leonard Ellerby being involved. I mean,
that's my dog Booger Ray, man. That's my dog Booger Ray, man. Hey.
We're just getting less lies. That's all we're getting. So that's great. It's a great thing, and we don't have to listen to Leonard Ellerby.
Hey man, listen, man. I don't.
There was a time in American history that I really liked Leonard Ellerby, when he used to be the strength and conditioning coach and Floyd's go-to guy. Then all of a sudden they made him a president of the Mayweather Promotions. It got to his head, and then the lies started flying. I mean, and then the lies never stopped. And now they've at least stopped for Tank with Ellerby doesn't have to lie about Tank's pay-per-view numbers anymore and why he's not fighting certain people.
You said when Booger Ray he was a strength and conditioning coach?
Yeah, for Floyd, that was a starter in life. That was his guy. Yeah.
You mean do you mean when he was doing this? Check this out. Hey, shout out to Solo Dollar, what's going on? So you mean when he was in the corner with Floyd and he was he was rubbing him down?
Yeah, that was his job was. He was his number one ball scratcher. Hello?
I was so wrong. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. That was a low blow. I'm sorry. That was a low blow. I'm sorry. hey, that was a low blow. I'm sorry, guys. But no. So you
don't apologize. Don't apologize.
But dog, Booger Ray.
Booger Ray.
Hey, look here, man. You know Booger Ray. I like Booger Ray Leonard, man. I like Booger Ray, man. So by Tank kicking Mayweather Promotions to the curb, he's dealing directly with the man, Haymon himself. Where does that leave Leonard Ellerby? All jokes aside, but he has other fighters, but he's not really doing anything with them. So,
nah, he couldn't promote a dog to piss on a fire hydrant. Okay, come on, please. Terrible. Come on, promoter.
Hey, look here, man. The Booger Ray disrespect, man. This is a Booger Ray free platform, Rick. You know what I mean? We support Booger Ray over here, man. We support him.
Yeah. Abusing him may be free, but people aren't donating today. Where are the super chats? Come on now.
Hey, no, it's a lot of it's probably a lot of
I feel disrespected.
Hey, probably a lot of Haymon stuff here. You know how it is, man. They probably think they hot. They feel some type of way. So welterweight division, man. We call it the welterweight division. I kind of want to see Errol Spence and Crawford kind of get out of the way. You know what I mean? And I mean that respectfully.
Who out of the way?
No, I kind of want to see Errol Spence and Terence Crawford kind of get out of the way in the
Well,
welterweight
Crawford's
division.
not in the way. He'll fight Godzilla. Don't
Yeah,
blame him for Earl Spence's misgivings.
yeah. No. But what I mean by that, you don't understand what I mean by that. What I mean by that is I'm not saying anything disparaging to Crawford or Spence, but I'm saying is there's another wave of welterweights that's coming up.
Oh yeah.
And and they want shots at the title, but it seems like the welterweight division is a bottleneck right now. So
yeah, but you can't. What's the thing? Could have just fought Crawford for the title coming up. Virgil Ortiz, he went the WBA route, and Ennis could have fought him. He would have been the mandatory, and he went the IBF route. You can't blame Crawford for his greatnce.
Yeah, no.
Why are you holding against poor Crawford? He just wants to get in there and fight, and earn a nice living and create generational wealth for his family. You can't get mad at him.
I mean, as it relates to Boots Ennis,
you're creating generational wealth.
Yeah, but hear me out. As it relates to Boots Ennis and Virgil Ortiz, you're right about that. Their handlers stirred them away from the WBO. Right. Do you have any reasons why they probably did that?
Crawford is Crawford. He's a unique fighter. He can end. We saw him end fights instantly with one punch. I mean, he knocked out the last guy with one punch. Azovanian, he knocked out a bunch of fighters in one punch.
He knocked out his last, I think, 10 or 11 opponents.
Yeah. I think every welterweight he's fought, he knocked out, didn't he?
He stopped every welterweight, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this guy's a beast. I mean, he's just Earl's not knocking anybody dead. Earl's going to decisions. I mean, this is a different league here. We're watching greatness, but people don't want to believe it.
So a lot of the hype that I've been hearing is, Crawford is terrified. He's on a plane flying to Africa or Europe right now, terrified of the Duran Ennis, Virgil Ortiz, these other guys. He refused to fight them. What say you about that? Yeah, I know. It's
all bullshit. The guy, nobody wants to fight this guy. It's obvious. They're swaying around him and stuff like that, moving around. What's this guy saying?
Shout out to Jugs. He said, "Here's my super chat." They always come with the gift. Yeah, I do all that later. I'm not gonna do that now on the show, but I do all that later. I do all the props and stuff later on, fam. I got you. Thank you for the super chat, Jugs. Shout out to Harleen.
Hey, okay.
He said, "Hi Rick." He said, "When you come into the UK to sign the 10% contract coffee and cigar be sorted." Talking about cigar. When you
my wife's bugging me about going to the UK. She wants to go to London, and she's never been there, and I have never been there, and we've got to go. We've been to Istanbul together. We've been all over the United States. We've been to Dubai, but we're going to go to the places our bucket list is London, and we want to go to Monaco. Monte Carlo, Monaco, whatever. Yeah, that's what we want. Those are 2 places. Yep.
Carla, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Will? This is Rick Timms in Houston.
Rick Timms from Houston. Talk to me, fam.
Hey, what's up, Rick?
How you doing?
Oh man, I'm fantastic. Hey man, I have two quick questions for you. First, after Canelo faced Ryder, do you see Bivol coming down to 168 next to challenge him for the belt?
I don't think Crawford. I don't think Canelo's going to end up fighting Bivol again. I just don't see it. First of all, Bivol is going to want a lot more money for a second fight, and there's not enough money to go around for both sides because what's his name's not going to take less. And I just don't think it's going to be financially feasible for DAZN to put up that kind of money. I just don't see it.
Well, if not Bivol, that's even better. Which one of these contenders at 168 will
I don't
finally
know.
get
He could
get a shot
being a unified champion. He'll have another mandatory due, and it'll be the WBC mandatory. It'll probably be Callum Smith from England, and he already fought him. I believe. No, hold on. Callum Smith's at 675. I don't know. Whoever would be the 68-pound. Maybe it's David Benavides. Maybe he'll be the mandatory. Maybe he'll fight him. But
He's fighting
it'll
John
be
Ryder.
somebody.
He's fighting
Yeah.
John Ryder. He's fighting John
But
Ryder.
right, but after John Ryder. He said after John Ryder.
Okay.
Okay. It's going to be. It's
Ryder.
not going to be B. It won't be B-ball. They have too many mandatories due, and there's not enough money to go around to pay both because B-ball is going to want a lot more money for the second fight, and Canelo's not going to take any less than he did the first fight. So you're not going to have a fight.
Okay, good deal.
That's the first question. What's the second one? Yep.
Yeah. All right. My second one is. Have you got any word on Andy Cruz, the Cuban lightweight, who's been trying to go pro? I last heard he made it to the Dominican Republic and was training for his pro debut. You have any word or any type of info on Andy Cruz?
That's all I've heard so far. Is just what you said. I haven't heard anything different than you've heard.
Wow. Okay. All right. All right. That's all I have.
Shout out to Rick, man. Salute, Rick, man. Shout out to Rick. Dano, shout out to Dano.
Hey, okay.
He said, "What up, coach?" He said, "Do you?" He said, "Yo, Rick, do you believe Floyd when he says when you deal with Al, you deal with me, and when you deal with me, you deal with Al?" He said, "I do."
I believe that. I don't think he's going to talk out of school. Floyd, Al's like his father figure, and I believe he owns a piece of PBC like he says he does, and I don't have any reason to believe he's telling a lie. Now, if Leonard Ellerby said it, then I have my doubts, but I don't think when Floyd says it.
Yeah, Floyd say, like I said before, at Mayweather Promotions in the PBC, we're like one big happy family. When you're dealing with Al, you're dealing with me. He said that Al Haymon is like a father figure to me. I talk to Al every day. And this is the thing that gets me, right? Floyd Mayweather said all of that. He said, I speak with Al every day. The people who are online, they never met Al Haymon before. They don't know what he looked like outside of those old pictures. They don't know what he sound like. You know what I mean? They can't tell you what his height, weight is, none of that stuff. But they speak as though when they speak, they represent Al. And they represent the PBC. But the actual, one of the head guys, Mayweather, top guys who deal with Al Haymon every day, when he say something, because he doesn't say what they want him to say, that register, that they agree with, they have a tendency to dismiss what Floyd says when it doesn't fit their confirmation bias narrative. But when it fits their narrative, they'll take everything in and absorb it and hold it as law. Is there a reason why, even though Floyd let these people know that, hey, this fight with Errol Spence and Crawford isn't going to happen? Again, it may happen, but it may happen later on down in the future. And I told you guys, stop listening to these reporters and these YouTube channels. I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but all these people was putting out reports that this fight was going to happen November 19th. And I don't know where that came from because we never said it. So what is so hard for people to comprehend what Floyd Mayweather said?
I don't know. Maybe they rode the little yellow bus, the little short yellow bus to school every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm starting to think that. To your knowledge, did Dimitri Bivol get paid for the Canelo fight?
Yeah, why?
No, because remember I think the State Department confiscated his money because he was a Russian citizen or something. They had an embargo on Russia.
I never heard that. I mean, it was, I never heard that.
Yeah, no, I'm dead serious. Like right after his fight.
No,
I don't know if they released it. I didn't hear anything about them releasing it.
They can't legally do that. If you're here legally in the country on a P1 visa, whatever money you make, you get paid. So that's not he was here legally on a P1 visa. I know his manager, and his manager wouldn't do anything wrong. So it's hard.
But what I'm saying, that the State Department has an embargo on Russia, and they confiscated like little.
Yeah,
I don't
but it
want to say they
doesn't matter.
confiscated
It
it, but they
doesn't matter
froze
if they have an embargo in Russia. If he had a P1 visa to be in this country, okay, then he's exempt from that.
You know, America do what the hell they want to do.
No. If you've got a P1 visa, believe me when I tell you. So, it's unfathomable. Let's put it that way to you.
Okay, so if Canelo, I mean to pivot a little bit, if Canelo and Bivol fights again, do you see that fight happening outside of America?
No, I just don't see it happen at all. There's not enough money to go around for both fights. Could it happen in Saudi Arabia or something like that? Yeah, it could. It could. Of course it could. But I just don't see it happening, period. I just don't see it. There's no reason that Canelo needs to go back over that fight again.
Yeah. Well, he said he want to fight him again, though. He said he want to fight him again, so...
Fighters say a lot of things until common sense sets in.
Hey, you know what, though? So all right. Welterweight division, we got that settled. I'm gonna look at the WBO rankings and see who's gonna be next for a mandatory for Crawford. Apparently, another thing. All three sanctioning bodies are allowing. From what I read, this is what I read right here, and I have the article right here.
Yeah, I know about Errol Spence.
Yeah, about Errol Spence. They said that he petitioned.
Yeah,
he petitioned to the WBA to allow him to modify their mandatory clause to allow him to go fight Keith Thurman at 154, and they granted that. What say you about that? What say you about that?
It's just more shit that Haymon's doing. It's ridiculous. It's just everything's anti-boxing.
Hey, you know who got messed around in this whole thing too, man? Stanionis.
Yep.
Stanionis took that step aside money, boy. He took that. Listen, he could have fought Ugas, and if he would have beat Ugas, he would have been the WBA super champion. Right. But he took step aside money, thinking that he was going to get be able to get a shot at the title after Ugas fight Spence, only to come to find out that he not get a shot at anything. He got to fight Virgil Ortiz.
I know.
He got to fight Virgil Ortiz. Boy, if he had a chance to do it all over again, boy, I know he'll be like, man, I never should have took that goddamn step aside money, man. Hey, shout out to Solo Dolo. Hey, okay. He said, Robert AK. He said, this super chat is sponsored by Hog Head Cheese Promotions, Boston Baked Bean Promotions, and in conjunction with Critical Thinkers on the side of boxing. Respect, Rick, Coach, and the chat, fam. Yeah, so let's give our brother a round of applause, man. I appreciate that, fam. Give a round of applause, man. Dropping that a half for, bam, hundo on your boy. Drop that half for hundo, man. I appreciate that, Solo Dolo. Rick, man.
That guy recognizes inflation. I like that guy right there.
Hey, I appreciate. Hey, Rick, man. Listen, man. I know I had you on a little bit, man. I got to take my son to karate in a few minutes. So, thank you so much. What's going on with you on Twitter, man? You still got an embargo on you?
I'm still suspended. It's all right. I can live with myself. And I appealed the thing. I'm retained an attorney. We'll see what happens.
Hey, man, okay. Sources say Booger Ray Leonard has something to do with it. Sources say.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he's got something to do with everything.
All right.
Have a great day. Thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure. You're a great host. You ask great questions, and you have a very enthusiastic following, and I enjoy that. Have a great day. Thank you, everybody.
All right.
Bye-bye now.
Shout out to Rick Glaser, man. Shout out to Rick Glaser. Hey, we got to get the lights up. We got almost 700 in here. In less than 400 likes. We got to get the likes up. I got to get the likes over 400. Now, something I want to share with you guys. Let me talk to the people in the chat first. Oh, Dirty Boxing salute, man. I didn't say nothing to the people. Oh, Dirty Boxing salute. And hold up, and before we get into it, because I got to take my son to karate. But before we get into it, you know what I mean? For the ops, this is for all of the Wakandas out there. The people who hate Coach Malachi Williams' guts, but you over here watch me every day. This is for you. You know how I feel about you. I keep that same energy. Okay.
Fuck you. Fuck the plane you flew in on. Fuck them shoes. Fuck the socks with the bell on it. Fuck them cheap ass cigars. fuck your yuck mouth teeth, fuck your hairpiece, fuck your chocolate, fuck Guy Ritchie, fuck Prince William, fuck the Queen. This is America. My president is black and my Lambo is blue, nigga. Now get the fuck out my hotel room. And if I see you in the street, I'm slapping the shit out of you.
One thing about us, we do not beg for subscribers. We run their ass off the block real quick. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Now, it's something I want to share with you guys, right? Something I want to share with you guys. Because I don't want nobody thinking I'm capping. Shout out to Ellie Setback and shout out to Fight Hub. I'm using some receipts from Ellie Setback and I'm using some receipts from Fight Hub because I don't want nobody thinking I'm making stuff up. Oh, Coach lying. Errol Spence saying say this 5 years ago. You always making stuff up. You hating. He ain't saying nothing about he was going to fight Keith Thurman and then Mikey Garcia and then Shawn Porter, Manny Paquiao. He ain't say none of that. That's a lie. They always are going to fight for undisputed. That's a lie. Okay, it's a lie, huh? All right, let's go right here. I do not own the rights to this material. It's for education purposes only. I want you to listen to this, and as a matter of fact, let me show it to you so I don't want nobody thinking that I'm a ventriloquist. I'm throwing my voice or doing any of that. This is from this is something. This video got over a million. This right here is the infamous Spence Crawford face to face. This is the infamous that right there. You know what I mean? You see Spence right there. As a matter of fact, you see him right there. I'm thinking this at the 7-minute mark. You see him right here. See him and Spence right there. See both of them right there. So you know, because some of these dudes is real slow, and they'll say that, oh man, you're lying, man, you're making it up, man, you're making it up, you're lying. So you see it right there. You see the big fish right there. I'm trying to get a better picture of both of them. That's Spence and Crawford right there. You see that right there, right? All right. So that's cool. Let's go.
Have you talked to Al Haymon?
I talked to Al. I met Al Haymon.
You sure
I
it's
met
not
Al Haymon.
Sam Watts?
I met Al Haymon.
I know.
Personally.
So have I.
Can we get both of them in the ring? Can we
He
get both of them in the ring?
He said, I'm fighting Mikey. Then I might fight Shawn Porter, Keith Thurman.
So he didn't mention Terence, huh?
He didn't.
You mentioned Terence Crawford? I just got to call him up or something.
Oh, he got his number.
Well, let me.
Can we get both of them?
Let's do it one more time.
Al Haymon. You said Al
Have
doesn't.
you talked to Al Haymon?
I talked to Al. I met Al Haymon.
You sure
I
it's
met
not?
I do not own the rights to this material. This is for educational purposes only. This video was made November the 17th, 2018. Let's go.
Sam Watts.
I met Al Haymon.
I know.
Personally.
So have I.
Can we get both of them in the ring? Can we get both of them in the ring?
He said, I'm fighting Mikey. Then I might fight Shawn Porter, Keith Thurman.
So he didn't mention Terence, huh?
He didn't.
You mentioned Terence Crawford? I just got to call him up or something.
Oh, he got his number.
Well, let me.
He got his number.
You heard that? That was 2018. He said he mentioned Mikey. He mentioned Shawn Porter, Keith Thurman, Manny Paquiao. He fought Mikey Garcia. He fought Shawn Porter. He would have fought Manny Paquiao, but he had to pull out of the fight because he got hurt in sparring. And he's on his way to fight Keith Thurman. And then he fought Danny Garcia as well as Dennis Ugas. True. Can't argue with them receipts, boy. See, them receipts. See, I don't get caught up in the emotions of fanboys of certain fighters or emotions of fanboys of promotional companies and networks and financial advisors. I'm telling you, this was said 5 years ago. Can you get around that? You can't get around it because this is what was said, and then you look at what happened after. Can't get around that. You see what I'm saying? He said, no mention of Terence Crawford on. He said, nah, he ain't mention you. So Terence Crawford was never in the plans. Never. And now if you suffer from confirmation bias, you lack critical thinking skills, and you have the IQ of a flea, which a lot of these guys, these aerosexuals, these Wakandas, these alphabet boy supporters, you know, these guys, they have very low IQs. You get what I'm saying? So if you have the IQ of a flea, then you can't comprehend that. But this is what was said. But let's go. Let's go. I got some more. I got some more. Now, I was wondering. I say, damn, man. I remember at 135, Crawford was fighting PBC fighters. He fought some PBC fighters. At 140, he fought quite a few PBC fighters at 140. I'm saying, why all of a sudden when he came to 147, he wasn't able to get any of the PBC fighters in the ring, when prior to 147, he was able to get the PBC fighters in the ring. That's one. And then two, there was no issue with the wrong side of the street, the networks. And those same people who hate Crawford today, they loved him yesterday. When he was 140, Alphabet Boys, Haymonites, they loved this guy. 135, 140, they loved him. But when he went to 147, they switched on him. And I'm trying to figure out, like, where did this come from? And lo and behold, I found something, right? Lo and behold, let me show you what I found. You know, remember this? Sign the contract, 60-40, 70-30, 80-20, take whatever we give you. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That right there, that crew, they mimic everything they hear from their leader, right? So since they mimic everything that they hear, so I said, damn, where did the switch come from? And I found out that the switch came here, September the 19th, 2018. 2 months before Crawford and Spence met up at well, they didn't meet up, but they coincidentally ran across each other at the Maurice Hooker fight. Let me show you guys the receipt. Remember this video? Shout out to Fight Hub. Errol Spence Raw attacks Crawford's wins and resume as smoke and mirrors. What do you hear today online from these same people? Oh man, he ain't fought nobody. You know, his resume trash. Yeah, he a 3-division world champion on his way to the Hall of Fame, undisputed, but he ain't fought nobody. All that. Now, prior to Errol Spence trashing Crawford, prior to that, they never said that. But they chose sides, right? They chose sides. And I get it. It's a lot of people from Texas, so they riding with their boy. I understand that. They riding with their boy Errol. So whatever Errol say, that's what they repeat. So when he says 60-40, 70-30, 80-20, take whatever we give you, what did they do online? 60-40, 70-30, 80-20, take whatever we give you, sign the contract. When he say, man, Terence Crawford got on the wrong side of the street. Terence Crawford on the wrong side of the street. Guess what they said on YouTube? Man, Terence Crawford on the wrong side of the street. He was the wrong promoter. When Errol Spence say, oh man, you know, Bob Arum the problem, blame Bob. Guess what the Wakandas said on YouTube? Yeah, man, you know, he got to blame Bob. Yada yada yada. Terence, you know, he got to blame Bob. So everything he said, they said. So I said, you know what? Let me go down the rabbit hole a little bit more deeper, and let's play this.
And I just want to say something. A lot of people like want to talk about when I say, oh, we on different side of the streets and things like that. It's true. Like me and Terence Crawford on different side of the streets. He's just signed with ESPN. I don't fight for ESPN. I fight for Showtime or Fox. You know what I'm saying? So he's on this side of the street. Al Haymon, you know what I'm saying? And then like Bomac said, oh, I guarantee EJ living paycheck to paycheck. I'm definitely not living paycheck to paycheck. I guarantee you, if we check our tax reports at the end of the year, I guarantee I make more than him. He got 3 coaches. We don't know who the head coach is. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a way better fighter than Terence Crawford. Who has he fought? The only name fight you fight is York's Gamboa, the guy.
Who has he fought? This where it started from. I'm like, wait a minute, man. This where it started from, right here. So, hold on. Because those same talking points that Spence spoke about 5 years ago, 5 years later, they using those same talking points. But let's continue.
I fought Lamar Peterson, Chris Algieri, Kell Brook. I mean, and how many fights he got? 30-some fights. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he's a great fighter, things like that. But you can't put him to me. Like the guy he just fought, the undisputed welterweight, light welterweight champion of the world, Regis Prograis stopped him later than he did. You know what I'm saying? So you got to add that all into conclusion.
Oh, brother, those receipts. Oh, those receipts, boy. See, I gotta paint a perfect picture for y'all. Cause I want to see, this is nothing that I'm saying. This is nothing that I'm saying. I'm letting you hear primary sources of information. This was 5 years ago. This was the groundwork that was being laid. Let's continue.
who you say the top welterweight. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff is smoke and mirrors. That's what Bob Earl do. Bob Earl do a lot of smoke and mirrors. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors with him, and that's how it is with Terence Crawford. If you name one of y'all name the guy he fought. Yo, talk about it.
And so who you hear talking in the background? Derrick James. Derrick James, the hype man back there. Yeah, he ain't fought nobody better than Chris Algieri. Bro, the hit job was started in 2018. As soon as and listen, bro, go back and look at videos when Terence Crawford, look at the Fagnons, look at the Jabba the Hutts, look at the Alphabet Boys, right? And LDBC, all of them. Look at all the videos they made, the Shigos, about Terence Crawford prior to him moving up to the welterweight division. They was all positive. True. Bro, I did, boy, I got the receipts. Boy, I swear I got the receipts. Hey, shout out to Strategy. Hey, okay. For dropping that. Bam, dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Boy, so no, it's hard to get around me, boy. He say salute to you, coach, and everyone in the live chat. He said, can you pull the receipt on Spence wanting all of the smoke with Jeff Horn to get the WBO and him never going after the WBO when Crawford beat him to it. Hey, I try to pull it up. Fam. Give me a minute. I try to pull it up. But yeah, but this right here is sufficient enough. This right here is sufficient. You get what I'm saying? But I try to pull it up, fam. Give me a minute. This right here is sufficient. But here you go right here. Let's continue.
Oh, that's better than Chris Algieri. One of y'all name me a guy he fought. Yo, talk about it. Name me a top guy he fought. That's better than Chris Algieri. Nah, they're better than Chris Algieri. Name me one guy. Felix Diaz. So you think Felix? I think Chris Algieri beat Felix Diaz. He beat the rest of the kids. Adongo just got knocked out by Reese Gregarious later than he did Terence Crawford. So now it's somebody else.
Oh, this way. I said, oh, the hate started right here. This where it started at. You know, I know you Errol sexuals like to think that everybody be hating on him and this and that. And Errol is no. See, I'm not gonna let you forget. See, you can't pull that off on me. I'm not. We got over 400. Let me drop the phone lines. You're not gonna pull that off on me. See, I go back into the archives and I get the receipts. I go back to the archive to get the receipts. I'm gonna play Floyd Mayweather when he said, this fight is not going to happen. It may happen. I'm gonna pull up Tim Smith. See, you can't get around this. You can't get around this when I drop this here. You're not gonna get around what Errol Spence said on Ellis Setback and on Fight Hub. You're not gonna get around what Floyd Mayweather said. You're not gonna get around what Tim Smith said. Nothing. Can't get around that. Period. Let's go.
Who he beat? Matisse. Matisse. When he showed when he get hit back, he folded. When Paquiao hit him back, he folded. Easy. On the speed at 140 with his smoke mirrors. I thought Manny Paquiao beat him. I thought Manny Paquiao beat him again. Jeff Horn. Who had Jeff Horn beat?
So this when they went to dismiss it. This where it all started at. September. It started September 2018. This where it all started at right there. And if you go to any Errol Sexual YouTube channel, that's exactly what they say. Man, Crawford ain't fought nobody. He ain't did this. He ain't did that. And whatever Errol Spence say, they take it and run with it. Fuck around, gonna be 60-40, 70-30, 80-20. You know what I mean? Or take whatever we give him. What did they say? He would roll his neck like this here. Remember he would roll his neck like Jodeci. You know how KC used to be singing? Ooh yeah. You know what I mean? Jodeci, yeah. Remember how KC be singing with Jodeci? He was doing that same thing, but he would roll his neck with it. Terence Crawford on the wrong side of the street. Terence Crawford on the wrong side of the street. You know what I mean? You know, he fight on ESPN. I fight on Showtime and Fox. That's what I do. I fight on Showtime and Fox. You get what I'm saying? Remember? So let's continue.
Who had Jeff Horn beat? Name somebody Jeff Horn beat. Who?
Yeah.
Like I said, Bob Rahman, he's a great promoter. Smoking mirrors, like I said. All the time, smoking mirrors. He doesn't beat anybody, bro. You can't name somebody. Anybody you name.
Isn't that what they say today? Crawford ain't beat nobody. This where it came from. Prior to Crawford moving to 147, the Alphabet Boys, the Shigos, the Fagnons, they was in love with Crawford. Once he moved to 147, it changed. I'm telling you the God's honest truth. It is what it is. Let's go.
I can argue with that statement every time. It's a good fight. I got a tape of me beating Benavidez in sparring, punishing him. Yeah, punishing.
Boxing right now, there's a lot of streets. But that being said,
here you go.
If the
Big money fight because a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, drinking the Kool-Aid.
Here you go.
Of the fight, Terence Crawford.
Here you go. Check this out.
Benavidez is a good fighter though.
Listen to this.
okay,
Regardless of the street, wouldn't you love? Regardless of the street, wouldn't you love to fight Terence Crawford? Wouldn't that be a spectacular
like
fight? Just fantasy. Wouldn't it be great?
Like, you know, it's a big money fight because a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, drinking the Kool-Aid.
look, there's a lot of streets in boxing right now. There's a lot of streets. But that being said, if the fight gets big enough somewhere down the road, and we're talking about a lot of commas in the numbers.
That's Lou Diabella. That's Lou Diabella. Now listen to this. This is Lou Diabella. Check this out. Hold on.
There's a lot of streets. But that being said, if the fight gets big enough somewhere down the road, and we're talking about a lot of commas in the numbers, then somewhere down the road they'll find a way to make the fight.
But at the end of the day, I feel like me and Keith Thurman is the fight to make. Like
now he's hold on, boy. See, listen. You niggas can't fuck with me. You ancestors can't fuck with me. I bother you niggas on this shit. You heard what Lou Diabella said? He said we feel that maybe later on down the road, if the fight has enough commas in it, then maybe that fight can happen. And then what Errol Spence said right here, he said, I feel like me and Keith Thurman, that's the fight to make. That's what he said. Let you hear it again just in case y'all got
people bring the
cotton in your ears.
big money fight because
Regardless of the street, wouldn't you love? Regardless of the street, wouldn't you love to fight Terence Crawford? Wouldn't that be a spectacular
like,
fight? Just fantasy. Wouldn't it be
I feel
great?
like, you know, it's a big money fight because a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, drinking the Kool-Aid.
Look, there's a lot of streets in boxing right now. There's a lot of streets. But that being said, if the fight gets big enough somewhere down the road, and we're talking about a lot of commas in the numbers, then somewhere down the road they'll find a way to make the fight.
But at the end of the day, I feel like me and Keith Thurman is the fight to make.
That was 5 years ago.
Bring the Terence Crawford, Keith Thurman been inactive. But when Keith Thurman come back and when he have a great fight, and he, you know what I'm saying, he shows that, you know what I'm saying, what he's been showing in the fights with Danny Garcia and Shawn Porter, everybody gonna be talking about Errol Spence versus Keith Thurman. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these fans and stuff, a lot of these fans and these you know, reporters, they live in the moment. You know what I'm saying? They talking about, Errol Spence, Terence Crawford, this and that, but they were just talking about Errol Spence and Keith Thurman. So once he come back and he has a great fight, they were like, what about Errol Spence and Keith Thurman?
There are a lot of great fights that can be made easier right now because they're within the sphere that we're operating in. And Keith Thurman, if he didn't injure his hand again, would have been.
He said there are a lot of great fights that can be made right now because they're operating within the sphere. They're operating within the sphere which we're operating in, meaning that all of the fights that can be made because we got all of the welterweights, and we can fight on our side of the street. This is what he said. Boy, I pulled this up from 5 years ago. 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I pulled this up. You can't get around this, dog. You can't niggas playing your way out of this. You can't buck dance, Chicken George, Sambo, Hambone, none of that stuff. Let's continue.
In the ring already this fall. Unfortunately, he's had a real rough turn of luck, and he injured his hand again. But got to remember, Keith Thurman beat both of those guys that were in the ring tonight.
Definitely. And like I said, Terence Crawford on the wrong side of the street. It's me. It's Danny Garcia. We got Shawn Porter. We got Keith Thurman. We got Ugas. We got a lot of fighters over here. Who he has? If he was an A-level fighter, Bob Ray would have been gave him the fight with Manny Paquiao.
He gave it. He told it. Boy, he told it then. Hey, look here. He told it then, fam. He told it then, boy. Boy, this is hilarious. Hey, man, y'all check the merch out, man. Here go the merch, man. True Media merch. Boy, look here, boy. I'm trying to tell you, boy. No, sir. See, this is why they don't like me. They don't like me, boy, because I'm Mr. Receipts. I'm Mr. Receipts, Bessie. I'm Mr. Receipts. I'm Mr. Receipts, puto. Hey, shout out to Swift 718. I'm dropping that. Bam, dub on your boy. Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy. He said Errol told Custer he was capped with the 80-20, 70-30, 60-40. He said we can't take jokes. He told Chris Banks on the zone in an interview, 60-40, 70-30, 80-20, or take whatever we give him. True. Boy, them aerosexuals, that ain't hot right now. I see a couple of aerosexuals in the chat. That ain't hot right. They like, God damn, I hate this nigga Coach Malachi. I swear to God, I hate this cold old ass nigga. Why this nigga got to pull these receipts up? Nah, you aerosexuals. I'm the one that named you aerosexuals. I'm your father. I'm aerosexuals. I'm your father. I gave birth to you. Well, I put you in the womb, rather. You get what I'm saying? I'm your father. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have a name. I'm the one that gave you aerosexuals. Okay? Let's continue.
Yeah, for him. Why is that? It doesn't matter if Pac got one. That's his promoter. Why didn't he give it to him? That's the top guy. Top guy is Terence Crawford. So why didn't he give him that fight and he gave him to Jeff Horn? And that's supposed to be your dude. Catch your ball. It's all facts. You know it is what it is. So I mean, like I said, he's on the wrong side of the street. That's why he's calling out. Who's he calling out? Who's he calling out? Our Haymon guys, right?
True. Like I said, he on the wrong side of the street. Who is he calling out? So you admit that he's calling you guys out. Who is he calling out? He's calling out Al Haymon guys, right? This is the play. If you this Al Haymon guys. Shout out to Virtuoso. He said that the Soto Duck has struck again. Strapless season. Boy, you can't, boy. No, sir. Now you see why they don't like me.
All right. How you gonna get that fight when you just signed with ESPN? I'm not going to ESPN at all. I'm not going to ESPN at all. Because the big money fights and the fights that is really going to get made and the fights I'm really going to make is with Showtime and Fox Sports. And Fox. That's the fights I'm going to make. He's talking about, I got $3 million guaranteed. All right. You see 1.5 on paper, right? That's cool.
Man, you're talking too much now.
They go to 1.5 again. The famous 1.5 on paper, boy.
That's cool.
All right.
Hey, that's it,
Errol.
man. That's it. I just wanted y'all to hear that, man. So this where it started from. This where it started from right there, man. I'm letting you know. This where it started from. Now, anyways, man, it is what it is, man. Bro, I'm telling you, bro, I'm gonna keep these receipts. I'm gonna keep these receipts because anytime they come over here talking that flim, popping that weed, I'm gonna just drop it on them like it's hot, bro. For real.
What's my name? My name is nobody, and I don't live nowhere, and I don't know nothing. I don't know because I know that you gon' tell God on Jesus, kiss a Judas, silver pieces, monkeys acting in the monkey show. Gangsta monster killer, silverback. Where is your rap sheet? That you never explains, moving fast, thinking slow. Dummy clown, silly Billy, need a hug, thugs on drugs, monkeys acting in the monkey show.
Yeah, man, it is what it is, man. Hey, shout out to everybody in the chat. Man, shout out to Freeway Ricky Ross, man. Salute to Freeway Ricky Ross, salute to Galen, the team, the entire Freeway family. You know what I mean? We are the official podcast network of Team Freeway Boxing. Just shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Salute to everybody, man. And shout out to Lil Boosie, man. And shout out to my sister Food Revolution.
I know I'm gonna get this money.
Talking water. My bracelet costs about 40 and my necklace costs a quarter. Talking water. I go stupid like on Boosie. All this jury got me foolish. All this water. All of these diamonds, they bright, so you gon' see me at night. All of this water. Now I be drip. Water. When your daughter see this water, she gon' let Boosie regardless. Them little niggas in
Phone lines over, man. And we got to get the lights up. We got over 400. We got over 500 people in here. We need 85 more likes, but phone lines is open. 530-494-9636. Y'all call in and talk to the old boy, man. Talk to the old boy. What you guys think about the Keith Thurman fight at 154? I don't feel sorry for Keith Thurman. If he agreed to fight Spence without the title being on the line at a higher weight, that's on him. I'm not going to cry a river for Keith Thurman. He the one agreed to those terms. So, you know what I mean? But then what do you guys think about that? And tell me, what do you think about the Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis fight? Did you think, because both of these fights, I agree with Rick Glaser, both of these fights can't happen in April. You know what I mean? So I'm more inclined to believe that Spence is fighting Thurman, because he told us 5 years ago. He told us 5 years ago. That's why I play these receipts. Right? I had to go back to that. Shout out to my sister Lisa Bales in the building. The one Mr. Ham, my sister Food Revolution, D Webb in the building. Haymon Rivera, what's going on, bro? Rick Timms with the lick read, baby boy, what's happening? You know what I mean? Y'all call the old boy up, man. Y'all call me up, man. Anybody wanna send me some gun emojis? Drop them in the chat. Anybody want to spray me with the AK? You can call in and let me know you want to spray me with the AK. Anybody got shooters? You know what I mean? You want to let me know you got shooters? Just call in and let me know you got some shooters. You see what I'm saying? Let me know. You know what I mean? It is what it is, man. I ain't gonna take it personal. You know what I mean? Just call in. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Shout out to Old Dirty Boxing, man. What's going on, fam? Hey, what they say? But we ain't did that in a while. My main man say, I want to unify.
I'm sorry? 160 is my weight division. I want to unify. I want to get Golovkin in the ring. I want to bring him to Houston. You know what I'm saying? I want to get Canelo out here to Houston. If they really to come down to 160, this is my weight division.
Yeah, but I want to unify. We want to unify. We want to unify over here, man. We want to unify, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, what it is. He said, "Was Coach, you trifling for them receipts?" No, man, look here, man. I told you I am the toe tag and body bagger, bro. But I got a graveyard full of sapsuckers that I buried in 2021 and in 2022. And guess what? In 2023, guess what? We still burying sapsuckers. Ain't nothing changed. Nothing. No retreat, no surrender. We ain't friends. We ain't down. We can't be partners. Call, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Martin from Oakland.
Martin from Oakland, talk to me.
Yeah, this whole Thurman versus Spence at 154 is just the dumbest shit ever. I mean, no part of it makes any sense. You know, it's a WBC story. Yet for some stupid ass reason, and I mean, I get why they're doing it. It's easier for Spence, I guess, if he doesn't want to, drain himself to come down to 147. But I just don't get what the hell that does for the welterweight division.
Yeah, it does nothing for the welterweight division.
Everything is in. Yeah, I mean, no, but I'm saying, as a unified champion, he ain't doing shit there. So why not vacate or do something? Or man, I don't get it, because I mean, everything's in Spence's favor. Spence is the bigger guy. Spence is the younger guy. If you look at, as inactive as Spence has been, Thurman's been even more inactive. Yeah. I mean, if you look at how bad Thurman has looked lately, I mean, he got hurt by Jose Cito, got dropped by Paquiao, went the distance with Barrios. I mean, Hank knocked his ass out. So, nothing Thurman has done in the last 6 years is impressive. I'm sorry. And I like the guy. But this is just a bullshit fight that, let's be honest, we could do without it. The belt's not on the line.
Yeah, I get exactly what you're saying. This is my prediction. Errol Spence will not return back to the welterweight division. Eventually he's going to end up.
I believe it.
Eventually he's going to end up relinquishing the belts. He's going to hold on to them for now, but he won't return back to the welterweight division. You know what I mean? So that's my. I believe it, Coach. That's my prediction. He's going to stay at 154. And I told you guys, Crawford and Spence, that is fighting happening. As a matter of fact, I got another prediction I can give you, but it's very, very easy. Crawford would not fight any other fighters from the PBC. It's not happening.
Believe that too.
He's done. You know what I mean? So the fighters in front of the PBC he fought in 135 and 140. He won't be able to fight any that he's done, no matter where he goes at. So that's the reality of the situation. Martin from Oakland, man. Thank you so much, my brother, for calling into the show, man. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All right, for sure, Coach.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Strategy. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter of a bam, dubbing your boy. Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy. Strategy, what to say, fam? You say Devin Haney is fighting Haney for the title after Loma ducked him. Spence should be giving Thurman a title shot. Doesn't make Spence look, he say, doesn't that make Spence look worse? Well, not with his fans. With his fans, it's, with his fans is, his fans running around niggas playing it right now. You know what I mean? They're running around niggas playing it right now. Not for the, no, I'm not gonna say his fans. I would say the aerosexuals. The aerosexuals are not fans of Errol Spence. Aerosexuals are like the fanatics. They're like the fanatics. You know what I mean? The radicals. I like to call them. Yeah, for them, everything Gucci. But it is what it is. I mean, like me, I'm not upset. I'm not upset, fam. I mean, I knew this was gonna happen 5 years ago. Call it, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Warren G from the Shire. How you doing, Coach Malachi?
Warren G from the Shire. Talk to me, fam.
Yeah, I have a question for you. Maybe you can answer this question.
Yes, sir.
What course do you think that Terence Crawford should take, being the way things are shaping up? Should he just go for the bag?
That's a good question. If he stay at 147, fight his mandatories. That's all he can do. Fight his mandatories. Whether that be I would say Virgil Ortiz or Boots Ennis, but the thing is, Virgil Ortiz removed himself out of the equation by saying, "Hey, we're going to take the WBA route." So, and then Boots Ennis removed himself out of the equation with the WBO by saying, "We're going to take the IBF route." So they willfully removed themselves out of the WBO equation, right? So they could have been the mandatory to fight the guy. And then if they became the Mando and Terence Crawford don't fight them, then you can say, man, he ducked them young jitterbugs. You get what I'm saying? But by them moving themselves out of the way, going the route that their handlers told them to go, Crawford is going to have to fight the next guy in line, his mandatory. So that's just the way I see it. You know what I mean?
One more question, then I'm gonna let you go. And I appreciate you answering the question. Is this a similar situation that Hagler was in, where he could get in good fights?
Yeah,
and he had to go to actually go through. He had to actually go through Congress.
Yeah, Hagler had to go to Congress. Now, what happened? Well, Hagler couldn't get a shot at the title at all, and Hagler had like 40-something. He had like 49 fights before he even got a shot at the at the title. I think he had to go get with Congress. I think the congressman was Tip O'Neill, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was Tip O'Neill, and none of Hagler was blackballed. Don King didn't want to mess with him. Bob Arum didn't want to mess with him. None of the promoters wanted to touch Hagler. Nobody wanted to touch him. And once Congress got involved, they kind of forced Bob Arum to take him on and promote him. You know what I mean? Because Bob didn't want to mess with him neither. Okay. And that's what happened. So I'm not saying it's to that extreme. Crawford's going to do that, but it just continue to fight to mandatories. That's all he can do. Just fight to mandatories, and that's it. You know what I mean? So the power brokers control things. Al Haymon is a very, very powerful figure in the sport of boxing. Bob Arum is a very powerful figure, and the power brokers control the sport. And they are the ones who dictate which fights happen and which fights don't happen. That's just the way it is. And that's just the reality of the situation, brother.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate you, Coach Malachi, man. Keep doing a great job, man. Love the show.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Warren G, man. Regulators. Shout out to Warren G, man. Warren G, man. Y'all don't forget to cop the merch, man. Don't forget to cop the merch, man. Y'all visit the store. We dropped the link. The link is in the link is pinned to the description above. Don't forget to cop the merch, man. That's one of the best ways to support the channel. You know what I mean? That's just the reality of the situation, guys. The power brokers control the sport of boxing. This is another thing too. I want to read this to you guys. I want to read this to you guys because I want to show you guys this ain't no cap. This ain't nothing that I'm making up. See, the one thing about me, I like to go to the receipts. And right here, you can see right here. Hold on. Sorry about that. Got another call in there. Let's see what's up. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
What up, Coach? It's Corey from Texas. How you feeling, man?
What's going on, fam? Quentin from Texas. Talk to me, my brother.
Just two things. I said this a while ago. I might even said it last year on the show where I'm just like, you know what? I'm kind of tired of all these people talking about Spence versus Crawford, LDPC, all them dudes. I'm just like, shouldn't nobody even talk about it till it happened because it's just giving them more fuel to keep dragging it out and playing games with it. So it's just one of those things. I don't know if it's going to turn into Mayweather Paquiao where it took a million years to happen, or if it might not happen. Because you remember a couple of years ago, Coach, it was all about Wilder versus Anthony Joshua, and you see what happened since then. Both of them took losses, and then that could have been another big fight that fell apart that never happened when it should have happened. So, and then the second thing I want to find out is that I've been looking for these tickets with Adrian Broner to this BLK Prime event. They're supposed to go on sale yesterday. Do you got any info on that, or what's going on with that? Do you know anything about that?
I don't know how true this is, but I can call somebody. I can call somebody from there. But I heard that they postponed the fight. I don't know. I don't because I was looking for the information, but I heard that fight has been delayed, and I don't know how true it is. I can't confirm nor deny it. So, but I can make a phone call. And as a matter of, I got you on the phone. I can make a phone call and find out. Because I actually know somebody that's with BLK Prime, so I can make a phone call and call them and really confirm it. But from what I've learned, I learned that it's been set off, but I don't know how true that is. I don't know, to be honest with you.
Okay, yeah. Let us know, Coach, when you find that info out, man. I appreciate everything, man. Keep doing your thing, man.
Yes, sir. I salute the Quinn man from Texas, man. Salute, brother. Texas in this BI, man. I want to show you guys something. It's an Errol Spence versus Keith Thurman title fight approved by the WBA. I'm going to show you something. It says on November the 14th, 2022, TGB Promotions, which is Tom Brown, he's the primary promoter for PBC, applied for a special permission on behalf of Spence to fight Keith Thurman in February. We know that this fight is not going down until April, according to what Mike Coppinger said, right? So, on Spence petition, Tom Brown petition asked the WBA for special permission to not fight as mandatory, but to go into the Keith Thurman fight for 2023 February, right? But we know that fight allegedly is going down in April. It say, but with specific mandatory conditions pursuant to WBA rule, it said, which states that the mandatory defense periods can be modified for a cause, either by special permission request or on its own initiative. It say the WBA decided that Spence can face Thurman, the WBA stated. But check this out. It says Spence, who holds the WBC, WBA, IBF titles at 147 pounds, was recently ordered by the WBC to make a mandatory defense against Thurman, right? It says that Spence, yada, 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 so action back then. So it says the winners of the bout will square off in the near future to determine the pioneers by the sole 147-pound champion added to WBA. So it says the winner of Spence Thurman bout is obligated to meet the winner of Stanionis and Ortiz. Ironically, Stanionis, who is with the PBC, he had emergency. They say he had a surgery for his appendix. So that fight got delayed. Listen, look at all the coincidences that's lining up. Look at all the coincidences. Now, coincidentally, Stanionis is in the hospital, and I'm not saying it's not real, but coincidentally, right when he's getting ready to fight Virgil Ortiz, he has to have surgery for appendix. Jamel Charlo, right when he get ready to fight Costa Zoo, he automatically breaks his hand. He breaks his wrist or something like that, so it needs surgery. That's Jamel Charlo. Sorry about it. Jamel Charlo. Well, not Costa Zoo. When he's finna fight Tim Zoo. When Jamel Charlo is in the process of fighting Tim Zoo, he breaks his hand. When Stanionis PBC getting ready to fight Ortiz, he needs surgery. When Jamal Charlo was getting ready to fight last summer, he was getting ready to fight Sulecki. All of a sudden, he had a hurt back. Like, you know, it just coincidentally, it's all these coincidences. All of these coincidences. You get what I'm saying? Call what's your name, where you calling from?
Hey, Coach, this is Alfred in Bay Area.
Alfred in the Bay, talk to me.
I wanted to ask you something here, and I wanted to just get your opinion. I mean, maybe you've covered it before, but Stanionis, wasn't he? He got kind of done over by this whole thing. Wasn't he in two slots to be a mandatory for Errol Spence at some point? Didn't he get kind of screwed over by that whole thing? And now we have him fighting Thurman. And Thurman, how did Thurman get that spot? And how does Stanionis get it taken away from him twice? That's what I wanted to know, because I heard Yeah, I mean, what you may know more about this than I do. That's the rumblings I've heard about this, where Stanionis was the fighting to be in the eliminators, fighting to be the mandatory. Now he's gotten screwed over, and all of a sudden, like you said right now, this is why I call all of a sudden he's sick or something's wrong with him. Something's fishy.
His appendix is he needs a surgery for his appendix.
Way too many.
Yeah. All right. This is what it is. So Stanionis is the WBA regular 147-pound champion. He's the regular champion, right? And Yordenis Ugas was the super champion. So what happened was the WBA mandated Yordenis Ugas to fight Stanionis for the super champion title. And so because Stanionis, he's on the side of the PBC. I think Lewowitz is his promoter, and Samson Lewowitz is his promoter. If I'm not, I could be wrong, but I think that's who his promoter is. And he is he's on the PBC side of things. So, they mysteriously convinced him, don't fight to become a champion, to become the full-fledged champion. Don't do that. What we gonna do, baby boy? See, wouldn't you rather fight for 3 belts instead of 1 belt? So what we're gonna do, baby boy? Check this out. Go ahead. We're gonna give you a couple of dollars. Allow Ugas to fight Errol Spence, and the winner of that, then you'll fight them, and then that'll be for 3 belts. Now, if Stanionis was smart, he would have said, well, shit, if Spence want to fight a unification match anyways with Ugas, why don't I just fight Ugas, beat him, and if he still want that unification match, now he can come fight me because I'm the super champion. But what they did, they paid him step aside. They convinced him to take step aside. Probably called him in the office and say, look here, boy, you ain't taking this fight right now. You're going to take this step aside money, if he got any money at all. And he allowed that to happen. And he was promised to fight the winner of that bout. Well, guess what? He ain't fighting the winner. You know what I mean? They moved the goalposts on him again, so that's what happened with that.
So at first they enticed him to step aside, and then they kind of maybe forced it on him the second time around. Because what I don't get here is the fact that he wasn't in line anymore to fight Errol Spence. Okay, fine. But what I don't get here is, having Thurman take that spot. Is that? I mean, he's not even really a draw, and he's semi-retired.
Oh, let me answer that question. Let me answer that question. You asked the question about how did Thurman get to the WBC spot. When Keith Thurman was the WBC champion, he relinquished his belt because he wasn't fighting. So he gave the belt up with the stipulations. So apparently Keith Thurman in the WBC made some kind of arrangement that, hey, I didn't lose my belt in the ring. I'm giving the belt up because I don't want to hold up the welterweight division, because Keith Thurman was holding it up for a little bit as well. And they promised him that, okay, Keith, we're going to make you a champion in recess or whatever. And then if you ever come back, we promise you that you'll get a shot at the WBC title when you come back. So when Keith Thurman came back, he fought Mario Barrios. That promise that they made him, that he'll fight for the title when he come back, they gave him that promise by moving him all the way up to number 1 in the welterweight division. And then they mandated at the WBC convention last year, they mandated Keith Thurman to fight Errol Spence for the WBC title. And then Al Haymon came with the old Machiavelli and said, okay, look here, baby boy, they mandated that fight, but what we're going to do is this here. We're going to have you and Keith Thurman fight at junior middleweight. You don't have to put your WBC title on the line. You see what I'm saying? So they just went ahead and went around that. That's the politics of boxing.
There's obviously fuckery going on by those in charge and not by the fighters themselves. That's what we all have to recognize. Sometimes these fighters don't have a choice. They have to do what they're told.
Yep.
And sometimes it's detriment of their careers and their reputation. So all these people running around going, oh, this guy's a duck, that guy's a duck. You have to realize also, because I do follow a lot of this, and I was not clear about what was going on with Stanionis and Keith One Time Thurman here. But one thing is for sure, it's the same story, you guys. It's the same story. Sometimes these fighters don't have a choice.
Yeah.
They have to go with their teams go with.
Yeah, that's the reality of the situation. Fighters work for promoters and financial advisors, not the one the other way around. The promoters and the financial advisors are the masters, and the bosses are the slaves, and they gotta. I mean that literally, and they gotta do what the hell they're told. And that's just the reality of the situation. So that's it.
Thank you for clearing it up, because that's one messy situation, and there's a lot of shit people say online. And you know what? Let's listen to the voice of reason. Let's listen to the truth before we jump ahead and start calling these guys a duck.
All right, yeah. Shout out to Alfred from the Bay, man. Send it for him. This how this works. This how this works. This how this works.
Who you think he is? DJ Quick? No, huh? No, I ain't saying Kid Capri? I didn't say that. Oh, you must be Jimmy Walker. Blue, you ain't nothing. You don't deserve nothing. You don't get nothing. You get what I give you. I got a contract between me and you that say you do what I tell you to do. Therefore, shut the fuck. Don't say nothing. Don't speak to me. Don't look at me. I tell you something. Money, you know, I just say, Blue, if I raise up, gonna be trouble. Trouble. I'm walking off.
That's how it works. That's how it works. Carla, hold on for a minute. That's how it works. Who you think you is? DJ Quick? Kid Capri? Oh, you must be Jimmy Walker. Blue, you ain't nothing. You don't deserve nothing. You don't get nothing. You get what I give you. I got a contract between me and you that say you do what I tell you to do. Therefore, shut the fuck. Don't say nothing. Don't speak to me. Don't look at me. Blue, let me tell you something. If I raise up, it's gonna be trouble. Trouble. Now walk it off. That's how it happens in boxing. Call it what's your name when you're calling from.
Hey, what's up, Coach? The inevitable. D-Block, D-Town, D-City, D-Ville, Baltimore, what it be?
Yes,
Coach,
sir.
I had to call one more time, and I'm sorry, man. I know everybody in there trying to get them calls in, but Coach, man, you know, I got a lot of people on my side over here telling me that, you know, they were all like Spence fans and stuff like that. Now they're telling me it's true. The word is out. Spence is ducking Terence Crawford. That's all it took for him to do all that. What do you think about that, Coach?
I mean, you know, people can draw their own conclusion to what it is, but I had to go back and play the receipts and just let everybody know this been the plan the whole time. This is what it's been. Because people, you know, it's like you can't get around that. You can't get around those two videos I just dropped with what Errol Spence said out of his own mouth in 2018. You can't get around that. Because look at look at what preceded after. Look at who he fought after. And look at who he's going to fight now. He said it in 2018. So all of the stuff that you're hearing online, Crawford ain't fought nobody, run on side of the street, he do bad minute, this and that. This is what you call in the media, we call that a hit piece. This is a hit piece. You know what a hit piece is? When I put together, when I start putting out information, scandalizing your name, dismercifying your character in the media, and I want to tear you down and bring down your value. So I put out hit pieces. Don King was good at that. We know we could pay media outlets, you know what I mean, to put out negative press clippings about you in order to devalue you in the public eye. So that when we do get you in negotiations, you know what I mean, we can use that as leverage. This is an old trick. This go way back when Jesus got hung on the cross. You know, the media at that time put out a hit piece on Jesus, made him look like the bad guy. That's so when the Roman authorities captured him and hung him up on the cross, there was no public outcry because he was already demonized in the public with the media. So they demonize him, and then there's no public outcry, you know, when it's time for you to get persecuted. And this is the oldest trick in the book. That's all it is.
One more thing, and that's it. I got a friend. His name's Gary.
Yeah.
And we at the water cooler, and his name's Gary, Coach. I want you to remember that name, Gary.
Right.
And I told Gary, hey, man, you know, Spencer's ducking him, bro. And you know, we from Dallas, so you already know what's up. You know, we don't play like that up here. He goes, you can't say that about Errol. You know he the man. I said, do you know where he's from? Where? He's from New York. Oh, yeah, I don't believe you. And then I put it. You know how I am, Coach. I put on my glasses, and I start reading these books. And I said, you know, we go up there on the computer and we look up everything and go, look, where's his birth set? You right. He's from New York. And I said, you see what I mean? So what you think about that? You know, here in Dallas, we don't play those games, man. And then he went like this. Well, Virgil Ortiz ain't fighting nobody. I said, he's fighting Danny Owens, man. He's going to fight for that mandatory, bro. And then he went like this. Well, Errol's still the man. I said, I just stepped back and I said, man, Gary, I'm going to tell you something, bro. No, I know it, but we work together, so it's different. I said, Gary, You a Wakanda. He said, I'm a what? He said, you a Wakanda. All day. Coach, he took off his glasses and said, they're fighting words. All right, Coach. D-Block, D-Town, D6, D-Mill.
Shout out to D-Block, man. Salute. Hey. Yes, sir. Yes, they did. Stephen 47 said, what did he say? What did he say? He said PBC played everybody for 5 years. I mean, they told you what it was 5 years ago, though. Didn't nobody believe him. Shout out to Will. Hey, okay. Dropping that half for, bam, dub on your boy. Hey, Leroy. Nobody believed it.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy. Errol Spence grew up in Dallas, so he was born in New York, but he grew up in Dallas. He has that Dallas, Texas accent, so he country as hell like me, so he's from Dallas. D-Block like, no, well, what does birth certificate say? His birth certificate said he born in New York, in Long Island. Yeah, but D-Block, I think he moved when he was like 3 or 4 years old. Yeah, but okay, that ain't the point. The point is he's from New York. D-Block don't want to claim him. What did you say? You say it's par for the course of the PBC to have a ton of coincidences, like musicians having a fight with the PBC fighter in Tank's fight. He say, wasn't Al Haymon in the music biz? No conspiracy theories is, just saying. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, fam. Like, coincidentally, right when Jamal Charlo was getting ready to have his fight with Sulecki, I hurt my back. But then we see him a week later in the nightclub drinking with his homeboys. Right when Jamal Charlo getting ready to fight Tim Tszyu, all of a sudden he break his hand in sparring. Right when Stanionis was ordered to fight Virgil Ortiz in order to put his WBA regular welterweight title on the line, he got to have emergency surgery for his appendix. So I'm just saying all of these coincidences, Errol Spence getting in cars, all these coincidences just so have to happen. That's all I'm saying. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Oh, it's your boy Jesse from Compton.
Compton's in the house. Jesse from Compton, man, I ain't heard from you in a minute, man. CPT in the building, man. Let's give Compton a round of applause. Yeah, man. I love Compton, man. Love Compton. Man, Jesse, talk to me, fam.
Yeah, man. I mean, this whole thing with PBC, they're just fucking up the boxing ecosystem, like with Spence and Crawford. That should have been done like way back. Freaking now this whole thing with the coincidence of Stanionis. They're just messing everything up, man. And then Jaron Ennis. They're not even gonna let that dude fight Spence. You're saying that Spence gonna move up, and then we got freaking Tank. I don't know, man. And Jermel, he broke his supposed broken hand. I mean, you kind of ask yourself, like, is this about the money or boxing? I mean, obviously it's about like the money, but like, it's kind of like, well, what does this do for the future of boxing? If they keep on signing people, they're just gonna rot the talent away, I mean, in terms of like, they haven't taken out any new prospects aside from, I guess, Ennis. But even then, he's nothing like to write home about. I mean, yeah, he's good and everything, but it's just like killing the sport. I don't know. That's my 2 cents.
All right, Jesse, thank you for calling, fam, man. Salute to you, fam. Shout out to my brother, man. Jesse from Compton. Hey man, it is what it is, man. I just call it the way I see it, man. I call it the way I see it, man. See, I like to try to be factual when I drop this stuff. You get what I'm saying? So when you walk in them offices and you want to talk about your contract and want to make fights happen, this how it go down.
I need to talk to you right now about my royalties and how you keep your books. My office hours are from 9 to 5. Fuck your office hours. I need to talk to you right now, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's how I go down for real now. And shout out to my dog Jamal Charlo, man, the hit man. Some people call him the shit man. But Jamal Charlo, they say he'll be back. I don't know when he's going to be back, but they say he'll be back. Shout out to Jamal Charlo.
Charlo twins, we known for calling everybody out. Please call these people out. Listen, the whole world's looking at you. Call these people out,
What's up? It's the Jamal the Hitman Charlo. Let's get it. Who want it?
Name them names, man.
They know who they is.
Name them names, please. The names need to be named.
They know who they is.
The Mexican monster.
Mexican monster.
Nello.
Hey, when we drop the receipts, them guys they go to running like roaches when the lights come on. I say, look, can you explain this? They go to niggas explaining. When every time you hear Derrick James talk, and like anybody from that side of the fence, they all of them on cold. And when you hear Boza Ennis, Boots Ennis, Derrick James, Sam Watson, all of them saying the same thing. Like it's a hit piece. I'm in media, so I know, and I'm a copywriter. I know it's a hit piece. When I want to destroy you, I do it through the media first. I tell you down, say all kind of bad stuff about you. That's so, and then after I told you down, devalued you in the eyes of the public, literally try to destroy you, desecrate you, and blackball you. Then I swoop on in and get you for the low. That's how it works. But you know, it is what it is, man. You know, the low IQs fall for it every time.
We must internalize the flatulation of the matter by transmitting the effervescence of the Indonesian proximity in order to further segregate, to preclude on the issue of world domination would only circumvent, circumcise the revelation that reflects the aphrodisiac symptoms which now perpetrates the Jericho's activation.
We must internalize the flatulation of the matter, my brother, because see what it is in order for us to circumvent the situation, we have to analyze with our third eye in order to see things on the perpendicular square so that we can modify the subject matter as it pertains to the diaspora of the 186,000 miles that light travels at when it hits you on the naked eye. When you want to break down certain diameters within the circumference, you got to look at it from a perpendicular standpoint and have a bird's eye view so that you can have an overstanding over the understanding in order to relate, congregate, and understand certain situations of the matter as it relates to pertaining to the subject matter when it deals with the sport of boxing. Now, I'm paying you $1.5 million. You're going to get the rest of your money on the back end. Now, the back end is where you're going to get a whole lot of money. Now, I can't tell you exactly how much money you're going to get, and I can't tell you exactly when this back end money is going to come, but don't worry about that, my brother. Just trust and believe. Fix your girl nappy weave. Come back and holler at me 6 months to a year from now. Now, you take this 1.5 mil. I got a whole head cheese sandwich in the office, in the refrigerator offices, you know, in the building. You know what I mean? I got a Chico stick, a pack of 9-laters. I got a 12-pack of Coronas that I got from a homeboy from an essay in California. I got them for the low. You see what I'm saying? And I'm gonna get you that same Fugatti that we bought Roland Romero now and get the hell out my face before I do something to you. True. That's how it works. That's exactly how it works. I'm gonna tell you, listen, man. Take it how you want to take it. Right now, there's a Wakanda mad in the gym right now working out. I had a Wakanda nigga telling me he gonna pull up when he called the show. He working out next to me in the gym. I said, oh my Lord, Wakanda, what Wakanda doing? Wakanda, what you doing? He's talking about he gonna put them paws on me. He training to get ready for me for a celebrity boxing match. I say, no, man, I got to go. Yeah, I don't want no smoke, man. Oh, you know, I forgot. We did the show. I didn't think Al.
Well, you know, I guess I gotta be like everybody else and thank Al Haymon. I can quit my job now, baby. 6 figures, baby. You feel me? I'm about to
But a name. Do you have a name?
Oh, nah, I ain't got no name, you know. Name them names, man.
They know who they is.
Name them names, please. The names need to be named.
They know who they is.
The Mexican monster.
Yeah, man, so I want to give a shout out to Al Haymon. I'm sorry about that. I meant to thank him. I had to thank him. I ain't thank God today. I ain't thank my mama. You know, my mama gone, but she right there. I ain't thank my Aunt May. You know what I mean? You know, I didn't thank nobody in my family. Yeah, I didn't thank Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad. You know, I used to be Muslim. You know, I didn't thank Allah. You know, I had to thank Al Haymon before I thank any of them. So now, God, I will thank you after Al Haymon. Okay, God, you got to hold on. You second to Al Haymon. You second to Al Haymon. I got you. Shout out to Shad. Hey, okay. For dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy. Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy. What it say? He say, see, my brother, it's the man trying to hold the brother Haymon down, and we need to build our own institutions to combat this, my brother. Yeah, yeah, you know what I mean? And you know what? It is what it is, man. And I gotta say this, man. You know, we did it first, and we motivate even the greats.
We did it first, and we motivate
even the greats. This is different.
Yeah,
you understand? We have Jennifer Lopez, we have Maluma, we have J Balvin, we have. So when I called him up, I was like, "Yo, what do you think? What do you think, Eddie? If we bring the belts together?" And Eddie said, "That shit is a good idea."
It's a good idea. It's a good idea, man. It's a good idea. Shout out to my brother, Dr. Umar Johnson.
Hit the Cash App, $FDMG School. Hit the PayPal, International Africans.
All the international Africans that may be in the building, for all the international Africans that may be in the building, hit the Cash App. Also, guys, if you, this for all the Tenderonis in the chat, if you are a Tenderoni and you in the chat, and you're looking for a husband, you're looking for someone that can secure you, that can take care of you, that can provide for you, I have a good candidate for you right now.
And by the way, ladies, and I'm telling you the God's honest truth. By the way, ladies, I'm telling you the God's honest truth. By the way, ladies, I'm telling you the God's honest truth. I had a dream, and Spirit confirmed to me in the dream that I'm supposed to have 2 wives. And since it came to me in my dream, it is official and it is authentic. It was approved by the heavens. They will not be the same complexion because I don't want to be accused of being a light-skinned supremacist or a dark-skinned supremacist.
Yes, sir, man. Y'all hit the old boy out, man.
I want you to call me.
Hey, shout out to your boy Mumbo.
The stickiest of the icky. You want to smoke with the old boy Rick James?
Yes, sir. Hey, okay. We're dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy. Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy. Shout out to Lisa. Lisa, what's going on, sis? What's going on, sis? You up out of here? All right, Lisa, take care, sis. Your boy Mom, what you say? You said that's always been a protection plan for Spence. Fighting at 154 to protect his belts is cowardly. Make it make sense. Spence the track star. Yeah. Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. It is what it is, man. The aerosexuals don't like it, man, but it is what it is, man. Y'all been bodied today, man. It been bodied. I just throw it out there. You know what I mean? I just throw it out there, man. I let everybody, you know what I mean, take it how they want to take it, you know what I mean? Because some of these dudes out here be catching bullets with their teeth.
I am sick of hearing these bullshit Superman stories about the Wassa legendary Bruce Leroy catching bullets with his teeth. Catches bullets with his teeth? Nigga, please.
You got some dudes out there that's starving. They want a shot at the title, man.
Now, I am the #1 contender. I'm tired of James the Poodle, Grim Reaper, whatever he wanted to call himself, ducking me. All right, I'm tired of man driving around town in 8 Rolls Royces. He ain't fought nobody. I'm still in a broham.
My dog's still in a broham. Oh, shout out to Lisa. You say, no, you still here? Okay. My dog's still in the broham. Shout out to Al Money. I'm tired, tired of him ducking me. You know what I mean? He ain't fought nobody. I'm tired of seeing him running around in 6, 7, 8 Rolls Royces. You know what I mean? I'm still in the broham. My dog would have shot at the title. True. My dog would have shot at the title, man. Shout out to the Tooth Fairy.
I don't understand why you're even mad. Like, you should be happy that the Tooth Fairy
gave me $2.
Okay, so that's $2. What did you want?
$5 because my top tooth was worth way more.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I hate the Tooth Fairy. She's an idiot.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Why should I give up my toofies for $2 when I can get $5 for my toofies? You see what I'm saying, my brother? See the man. They sent the woman. You know what I mean? Now you know the Tooth Fairy white, right? So they sent the white woman that's supposed to be the Tooth Fairy, and she's supposed to came through with $5, my brother, but she came through with $2. She gave me 2 and still owed me 3, and I ain't seen her since then, man. You feel me?
Now, I run every kind of bitch, every kind of place, and I know one thing. When it comes down on you, you either collectivize or you run like a solitary rat.
It is what it is, man. We gotta, I gotta be honest, dog. Hey, shout out to Retro. Retro, what's up, man? He said, Dan, we used to get only a quarter. We used to get on a quarter in the 70s. Hey, shout out to Blood. When it says you got a quarter in the 70s, the Tooth Fairy. Yeah, man, I don't know how the Tooth Fairy got in my housing projects. You know what I mean? The West Temple, I'm on the 2nd floor, man. Now 1332 Main Street, Apartment B. I don't know how the Tooth Fairy got there, man. But I'm so thirsty, man. I need to get some water.
I know how to get this money.
Whoa.
Uh-oh. Whoa.
Talking water, 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 water. My bracelet costs about 40 and my necklace costs a quarter. Talking water, 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 water. I go stupid like on Boosie. All this jury got me foolish. All this water, 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 water. All of these diamonds, they bright, so you gon' see me at night. All of this water, 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 water. Now I be drip, drip,
Water, 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 water. When your daughter see this water, she gon' let Boosie record her. Them little niggas in the A, they making deals off the wall.
Man, we ain't playing over here, man. We not playing over here, man. We some of everything over here in True Media, man. You know we hip hop, we R&B, we boxing, you know what I mean? We big pimping, big himping, we shoulder leaning, we pole pimping and shoulder leaning on a Saturday morning. We got the merch, we got the water, not the water. We got the merch, we got the water, we got the swag, we got the soundboard, we got everything. True, true, true. We got everything, man. Birdman, tell them to put some respect on your name.
Put some respect on my name.
Yes, sir.
What?
I say put some respect on your name.
What?
Feel it though. True, true, true. And we gonna keep it rocking, man. All the way. And we gonna keep it rocking every day, all day, 7 days a week, and twice on Sunday.
To this day.
Really though. True, true, true. And so, I mean, again, once again, guys, like I say this in all seriousness, and I'm gonna keep saying this. The power brokers in boxing run the show. Fighters, if you're a fighter watching this show, I want you to realize you are nothing but a pawn. Now, if you're a vet in the game, you have a little bit more experience when it comes to bad contracts, getting effed around, this and that, yada, 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 yada. But the fighters the boxers who are vets in the game, they understand the political landscape very well. And as a matter of fact, hold on, I'm missing Super Chat? I look like I missed Super Chat. The fighters work for the promoters. The fighters work for the financial advisors. Remember that. There's no, if any fighter says that I'm my own boss, they're lying. They're not their own boss. If you was your own boss, you better make your own decisions. Like me, I'm my own boss. Let me give y'all an example. I'm my own boss. I make enough money with my business that, now I ain't talking about YouTube, forget YouTube. I make enough money with my business that I don't have to work for anybody. I don't have to call in. I don't have to do any of that. I call my own shots. I pay my own taxes, 1099, all of that stuff, right? Use damn, I forgot the app I use to help with my taxes. I forgot the name of what I use. I got it on my thing. But you get what I'm saying? So when when I decide to work with a client or whatever the case may be, I don't have to call anybody. I don't have to say, hey man, look, yeah, man, check this out. Hey, blood, hey, look here, man. Hey, check this out, man. Hey, I want to go do such and such. Hey, Al, listen, I want to go do such and such, man. Hey, I need you to work that out. I don't have to do that. You get what I'm saying? So there's levels to it, right? And when you have to call somebody and ask them for permission to make something happen for you, guess what? And that person can control your career to where they decide when you fight, who you fight, and whether you fight or not. Nigga, you either gonna fight or I can put you on the shelf. You're not your own boss. Okay? So stop lying to the people saying you're your own boss. That's a lie. You know it's a lie, and I know it's a lie. We know it's a lie. Shout out to Knockdown 305. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy. Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy. I want to say, family, say True Media Boxing, the hottest boxing podcast, period. Hands down. Hands down. Hands down. We'll be at 19,000 subscribers soon. We'll be at 19,000 soon. Then we'll be at 20,000 right after that. Hands down. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Let's see. Shout out to Ryan. What did you say? You say at this point, Keith ain't Keith no more. Nah, no, one time ain't one time no more. I mean, that's the truth. One time ain't one time no more. One time ain't one time no more. You know what I mean? The one time days is over. One time ain't one time no more. One time ain't one time no more, fam. That's over with. And those are the facts. Those are the facts. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. It is what it is. I want to say, if you say the channel is growing, yeah, this is a hobby for me. This channel is a hobby for me. I don't do this shit for a living. This is a hobby for me. You get what I'm saying? So I do this because I like doing it. You know what I mean? So Agent, what did he say? He said, do you hate Errol Spence? No, I hate the aerosexuals. I don't hate Errol Spence. I hate the aerosexuals. I hate the aerosexuals with a passion. That's why I named them aerosexuals. I don't hate Spence at all. I just hate the aerosexuals with a passion. You know what I mean? They the ones going around threatening people and saying they're going to take people's lives and you better not come to the fight. When I see you, I'm going to pull up, sending gun emojis. I hate them with a passion. So I would never compromise for them. Never compromise. Won't be intimidated. Won't back down. None of that. Spray their ass with some raid and keep it going. You know what I mean? And, you know, the pettiness in me won't let it go. Hey, we need 18 more likes. We need 18 more likes. 18 likes, guys. 18 more likes. The pettiness in me won't let it go. The pettiness in me won't let it go. I'm too petty to let stuff go. I'm one of them type dudes. I just won't let it go. I just won't let it go. I'm not gonna let it go. You know what I mean? I'm petty in the motherfucker. When you fuck with me, I'm fucking with you for life. It is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. Against the ropes, he said he came in late. Yes, sir. So, as it relates to the Ryan Garcia Tank Davis fight, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm leaning more towards, I don't think that fight is going to happen. I want the fight to happen because I want to go to Vegas. I want to go to Vegas to see that fight. I want to go to, as a matter of fact, I want to go to Vegas to see that fight. Want to go to Atlanta to see Agent Broner fight. I will be going to LA, Baltimore, Ohio, Vegas. Well, yeah, I already said Vegas. Texas. I'm probably gonna be going to Houston, and in Dallas. I have a daughter live in Dallas. I have a daughter live in Texas. Shout out to JRG. You said once upon a time. Yes, sir. I appreciate that $2 super chat. Shout out to JRG for the $2 super chat. You get what I'm saying? So yeah. So I'm hoping like hell that fight happen, bro. Cause I want to be able to go to that fight. You know what I mean? That fight gonna be expensive. That fight gonna be super expensive to get in. That fight is going to be super expensive to get in, but I just don't think it's going to happen because again, the wrong side of the street, networks. I think we've been hearing a whole bunch of talking cap, Steven Espinosa line, Oscar De La Hoya line. I think, man, both camps are using each other for clout. You know, the Tank Davis camp, the Ryan Garcia camp, the ESPN. I'm not ESPN. Showtime. Golden Boy. I just think everybody just lying. It's just for cap. Ain't nothing gonna happen. Shout out to Phil on the 2. What's going on, sis? Shout out to Phil on the 2. Shout out to Food Revolution. You say I don't think it's going to be expensive, coach. I mean, we'll see, sis. We'll see. I'm gonna be there. I'm also gonna be there. You know what I mean? That's gonna be there. Shout out to Rick Timms. He said, "Will slide through Sunnyside when you come to Houston." Yeah, man, I got an interview. I got an interview lined up, man. I'm trying to interview a big fish. And I ain't talking about Errol Spence. I'm talking about a real big fish. I'm trying to interview a real big fish. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? I'm kind of connected now. I'm kind of connected now, guys. So certain things that I'm a really good team. You can't do things by yourself. You know what I mean? You can't do things by yourself. I'm really good team right now. You get what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Once again, it's on, man. Let's give everybody a round of applause. Give everybody a round of applause. And I want to give everybody who called into the show a shout out. Shout out to Roach from Houston. Hey, okay. No, you know what? That's my bad. Shout out to D Block from Dallas. Hey, okay. Shout out to Rick Timms from Houston. Hey, shout out to Martin from Oaktown, Oakland in the house. Hey, okay. Shout out to Warren G from Chi-Town. Regulators, mount up. Shout out to Quentin from Texas. Hey, okay. Shout out to Alfred from the Bay Area, Oaktown. Hey, okay. And shout out to Jesse from Compton. Compton's in the house. Hey, Okay. Compton's in the house. Yes, sir. To the people over here, to the people over there, to the people from everywhere watching this show. Paying top dollar because they know when we on the stage, we in the motherfucking raise. Yo, coach, what up? Why don't you get the 12 gauge, yeah, and show them how we does it? So if your punks want to make something of it, step up, run up, get up. What's up, suckers? You want some of this? Then use a stupid motherfucker.
Come on, man. Come on, y'all.
You ought to know what time it TI is. Once again, it's on. It's double Coach Malachi Williams signing out. True Media Today, USA Boxing. You ought to know what time it is.
You wish you could work it the way I do, but you can't. You're begging me not to leave you, and I refuse to let you go.
Revolution. Shout out to Deborah Booker. Shout out to Rick Timms. Shout out to Knockdown 305. Marta King Boxing. Shout out to Dr. Paul Evans, Lil Green IP, Lisa Bells, Mike the Mobile Mechanic. You know it is what it is, man. Shout out to who else we got? Shout out to Son of God. Shout out to Otis. Shout out to School of X-Man. Shout out to any and everybody. Knockdown 305, Dade County. It is what it is, man.
What about Rocky Marciano?
Oh, there they go. There they go. Every time I start talking about boxing, a white man got to pull Rocky Marciano out their ass. That's the one. That's the one. Rocky Marciano. Rocky Marciano. Let me tell you something wonderful. Rocky Marciano was good, but compared to Joe Louis, Rocky Marciano ain't shit.
He beat Joe Louis's ass.
Yes, he did. Shout out to my dog AB, man.
Turn around.
You know I can't leave without saying something to my dog Booger Ray Leonard, man. Shout out to my dog Booger Ray, man. Let's keep Booger Ray in our prayers, man. Hopefully we can get him a job. You know, he's shooting better than the broke dick dog right now. So hopefully we can get him a job, man. Right now Tank don't left, so he ain't got nobody to promote. Let's shout out to my dog Booger.
Sunshine when Tank's gone.
I'll smack the shit out of him in front of everybody.
Only dark times for you.
I mean, just throw Haney's name in the hat. There is no fucking hat.
Ain't no sunshine when Tank's gone.
I don't play them type of games.
Leonard L.B. Why you always talking about me?
Didn't you fucking learn your lesson from that? With AJ?
Ain't no sunshine when Tank's gone.
I'll knock that motherfucking hole out. Period.
Only dark times for you.
There ain't no hats to throw nothing in here. We're running a fucking business.
Ain't no sunshine when Tank's gone.
You fucking idiot.
Leonard L.B. Why you always talking about?
I said we're going to keep it cracking like it, man. Everybody in the chat, man, salute, man. We're going to see you guys tomorrow. Marta King Boxing. You know what I mean? It is what it is. We are the hottest. Y'all tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend that we are the hottest boxing daytime podcast in the YTBC, period, hands down. Listen, man, the channels that got the 180,000, 200,000 subscribers, they ain't fucking with us. You don't have the energy that I have. You don't have the talent that I have. You don't have the skill set, the charisma, none of that. So I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you the truth. You get what I'm saying? So you guys been doing it longer than me, but the 2 years that I've been on here, I made an impact. I'm a problem out here, man. And guess what, man? It is what it is. They say, Coach, you're bragging. You're being cocky. Yes, I am. I'm bragging and being cocky. And I am unapologetic about it. Because I got it the hard way. I didn't have to cling on to the alphabet boys. I didn't have to be down with no clicks and crews. I got it from the muscle. I did it the right way. And I didn't buy no subscribers. Okay? Other than that, it's Coach Malachi Williams signing out. True Media Today, USA Boxing, because we are the truth. Tell a friend, and we'll holler at you guys tomorrow, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You know my motto, don't meet me there, beat me there. Peace.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go.